25 days until the Commanders game. Welcome aboard. And today was joint practice day for the Eagles and the Patriots. And by the way, what we're going to do is we're going to take an objective view, maybe not so objective, from people that were actually there watching the scrimmage and giving their assessment after. By the way, even the quarterback said 7-on-7 was tough on me. The run game showed up, which was great. Okay? The run game showed up. Do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Super chats go to the top. Thank you very much. AJ was incredible today. Guy had 6 catches. They destroyed that secondary. Guy had 3 catches of over 20 yards. That guy was playing like it was a football game. I mean, you can't dispute what he did. Thank God he dropped that pass against Quinyon Mitchell in the corner. He had beat his ass in the corner, too. I love Eagle fans going over to my X account going, lockdown. That was a lockdown. He dropped it. How insane is that? And by the way, you see what you want to see. The passing game was terrible. The run game showed up. The Eagles secondary did not show up. Now, what's going to be cool and what you're going to get today is this. Sills, it's the joint practice. Sills, the first exhibition game. I guess none of that shit matters, right? Okay, then why do it? Good day to you too, Swab. Thanks for starting the program off. How you doing? By the way, we're going to get an objective look at this through the eyes of somebody that was there. Okay? And get this, I didn't write this. I didn't write it. Hey, don't get mad at what we're going to say, and I know many of you will, but I'm going to go by what others said that were actually there and watching the practice. Sills, in the run game, how was Jurgens and Dickerson looked? I don't know. Oh, here's another guy that I couldn't wait for today. Vic Fangio, prior to the practice in the joint practice today, all that BS Prince was posting about Jahad Campbell played because it was an injury issue. Verbatim, quote, I wanted to get Campbell more reps. I felt he needed them because they were taken because Campbell came back. And I was right. He needed more reps. Quote, end of quote. So you could sit here and post all your BS and all the things that you think you hear and see. Thank God for Vic Fangio. Every single time, that guy validates every single thing that I say. Every time I say something, he validates it. He felt Campbell needed more reps. That's why he started him. Because of a injury. That's what this guy believed. And he also added to that, I felt he needed reps, and I was right. Holy cow. I mean, let me say, what's this? That's a lie. Well, guess what? Vic Fangio's presser is there on Eagles.com. Just go listen to it. Okay? There's a big difference. Dude, I told you the reason he played. He needed the reps. You said he played because of injury. Not a factor. Never brought it up. Oh, my God. Whatever, guy. I never said that on why he played. Anyway, so let's do something here. And let's get to somebody. Let me get this idiot off my page. Not you, Leo. Leon, we're good. So let me get over here and let me use Elliott Shore Parks. And let's go here. And I wasn't there. He was. And this is the ultimate egg layer for the Eagles and for WIP. He's the ultimate glazed donut in the history of the Eagles. So he's always going to give you an Eagle bird's eye view and never really going to go in the negative direction because he's a mouthpiece for the organization. Hey, and from now on, anybody, when we're talking about something like this, that is just coming at me and not talking about actually what happened today, you will not be called upon like you were in third grade. And if you're going to get my attention, you will pay for it. So let's get into what ESP said. Okay, here we go. Day one was everything joint practices are supposed to be. Intense, lots of competitive reps. That's, you know what? And to be fair, that's what this really is. This is about individual reps, more so than team concept, because a lot of the stuff is scripted, okay? So know that. What was surprising was how the Eagle defensive secondary struggled. Obviously, all these things are true. There is no hitting of the quarterback. Again, it's controlled scrimmage. No game planning, and it's individual matchups, like I just said. But it was a bit shocking how well the Patriots passed the ball against the Eagles. A.J. Brown had 6 catches, including 3 over 20 yards. One was a down the sideline completion for probably 30-plus yards. Romeo Doubs destroyed Cooper DeJean in a one-on-one. I saw that. Also had a good day, including a deep pass down the left sideline over Woolen, who had a rough day. Tariq Woolen was terrible today. Overall, Drake May, 21 of 25, as a sign of just how much success he had versus the secondary. Now, in context, it's a controlled scrimmage. Put that all in context, okay? All right. On offense, the most encouraging part was the Eagles running the ball. Great to hear this. Really well. That's great. You're going to need it. They created some huge holes in a real game, likely had some big gains. Considering how much the run game struggled last year, it was a big positive how good the run game looked versus the Patriots. That's a great sign. That's something you're going to have to lean on again. The passing game was not as good. They did have 2 big gains, one to Elijah Moore on a deep pass and one to Shipley on a wheel route. Outside of that, however, they didn't get much going without DeVonta Smith doing team reps. Jalen Hurts had 3 picks, all in 7-on-7, which is a very high number for him. This guy had 3 interceptions in 7-on-7 that was designed for the passing game. This practice was decided at the end, and the biggest reps of the day. Patriots offense drove the ball into the Eagles' red zone, kicking a field goal. The Eagle offense had a tough time moving the ball and didn't get a field goal. Observations of ESP, Patriots had a better day than what the Eagles did. End of story. And that's a guy who was there. By the way, that's not me. I wasn't there. That's a guy who is an Eagle mouthpiece, who said that, once again, the passing game struggled. A common theme. DeVonta wasn't there. Well, you better make sure you have all your aces out there, because if you don't, you're not going to do very much unless that run game comes back. End of story. That's end of story. You believe Hurts has the arm talent to excel in the passing system? I don't see that, but I hope you're correct. Okay. Once again, read it, and this is like being objective. I'm using somebody else's lens and not my lens. And a guy who's a homer basically said we ran the ball well, which is really what you want to hear. What you don't want to hear is that Drake May took the Eagles secondary to the woodshed. And I know, according to Eagle fans, the scrimmage doesn't matter and the exhibition game against the Ravens doesn't matter, correct? None of it matters. None of it matters. It's just none of it matters, right? Okay, well, guess what? Test 2, you failed. I'll take that back. You didn't fail because the run game showed up. The run game showed up. So it's not a fail. And once again, Q didn't lock down A.J. Brown. He dropped the football. A.J. Brown went out there. By the way, I loved his post-press conference too. I listened to it. He had nothing but love for everyone. Almost all the Eagle players went up to him except Hurts after the scrimmage, and they were all giving high fives. The only guy that didn't show up was Hurts. So, there you go. Test 2, a D. A C, because the run game showed. And by the way, these are people that were there. I'm going to go and even go over what Jalen said today. How about this? You may not believe what I say, but surely you believe what Vic Fangio says and what Jalen Hurts and some of the players are saying. No? Or is it you want to hear what you want to hear? Hey, I'm in an echo chamber today. I wasn't there. I'm just commenting on what, again, on what was seen today. An F game and a C scrimmage. All right. And you're 25 days away from the start of the season. Learning a new offense. So how about this? Let's go to what Jalen said. Let's go to what Hurts said today. Here's Jalen. Ran the ball well. 7-on-7 was rough for me and rough on me. 3 picks in the football game. Still building on stuff. We haven't really put all of it in yet. It's a new system. We're learning. Working on the outside stretch runs. We all have to be on the same page. We need more reps if we're going to be good. A lot of love for AJ. Okay, I believe that. When asked about Makai Lemon, challenging not to be out there. That's an understatement. That's an understatement. The most encouraging thing about today is clearly they felt good about the run game. And if you're going to take any positives out of this, that is the only one. Your pass game is a year away from being competitive. Especially without DeVonta Smith. So it looks like the Saints, dealing with rough injuries, lost their DT for the year, Jordan Tyson for 2 months, and now Kamara. Yes. Okay? So again, sounds like we're getting the rough kinks out of the preseason, that more reps is needed with all the starters on the field. I agree with that, SS. I do. Lemon Juice spent the morning rubbing his tender hammy. Holy cow. This has to be a severe injury. Had to have been a severe injury for him to be out this long. I mean, really. Once again, Eagles not telling you about his injuries because either that or he's soft. Pick one. Either you're hurt more than what they initially reported, like Lane Johnson last year, or this guy's soft. Pick one. Sills, do you know where Jalen Hurts threw the picks? Nope. If they were outside or deep or what would be bad, comfortable there over the middle is less than of an issue because that's new to him. Listen what Bob Brown just said. A quarterback in year 7 throwing across the middle of the field is new to him. That doesn't even make sense to me. In the NFL, 7 years in the NFL, throwing over the middle is new to him. Damn, Bob. Really? We're year 7, and that's new to him. I mean, how can that be new to him in year 7? How's that possible? Dominated at the point of attack again. You were owned in your secondary. Supposedly the strength of your team. May carved you like you were an evening steak. The guy barely had the ball hit the ground. Dominated. AJ had 3 catches of over 20 yards in the game. Tariq Woolen looked like the Tariq Woolen they let walk in Seattle. Sills, I heard the D front did good against Drake, was sacked a few times in those completions. What do you hear about? Again, it's a controlled scrimmage. Absolutely. What about the 3 picks that Hurts threw in 7-on-7? 7-on-7 is created for the quarterback. How fully engaged do defenders get with blocks and joint practices? Here's the deal. You're not going to go low, you know? And when you get near the quarterback, you're told to pull off. So, again, they're quality reps, but not really to the ground. Okay? So you got to remember that. And you got to put that in context. Sills, I'm not upset and concerned like other Eagle fans. I want Jalen and the offense to go through adversity and roadblocks now instead of midseason. Totally good. Who cares about picks? Let them have freedom to let it go in practice. That's the whole point. You need to fail to grow. Okay? Okay. Not a bad take. If Hurts is going to be throwing more passes across the middle, okay? Sills, did you hear Vic's comments about Greenard? We're going to get to all that. What, did Howie sign another lemon? Are there now 2 lemons in Eagle camp? Holy shit. Gonzo wasn't even playing. Give me a break. That DeVonta didn't play. Makai hasn't practiced for a week. This offense would have been much different with all those guys healthy. This is called football, guys. Injuries are part of availability. Holy cow. Another excuse machine. That's 2 tests you've taken. And you're going to come up with excuses? My fear all along, we need defense to be stellar. Got people up there, too, like Dan Shaughnessy. Like Dan Shaughnessy. Telling me how good he thought the Patriots looked. Let's see here. Let's go to somebody other than Prince and other than Amreas. Vic did say he liked Nolan and Jalix. He did say that. I heard him, and I heard him say it. Seals, the Eagles secondary has been playing against trash. This was good for them to get beat a little. Hey, those are two good football teams. Those are two good teams. They're good too. Okay? They're good. They were in the Super Bowl. This is a fair statement. You can't blame Mannion this time. This is just one-on-one competition when you get into practices and joint practices like this. Okay? Let's see. I don't know why you're talking shit because the Niners have like 20 players injured. Who's talking about the 49ers? Let's see here. I'd rather Hurts get the fear out throwing over the middle in practice. Not a bad take. Here. The problem with non-Eagle fans like Sills is that they think they know our team better than actual Eagle fans. Bro, you may like your Eagle team more than me. You have no idea about how a football team is run, or how a football team practices, or how a football team takes joint practices. I've been in joint practices. So to sit there and say that, that's a fan guy talking there, not an actual football person. What does your love for your team have to do with truth? Zero. It has nothing to do with truth, the love for your team. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. Just because you love your team, fanboy, doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. Easy's now new name is Fanboy. I don't want to know about each interaction that AJ has with his former team. That ship has already sailed. Let it go. Dude, how do you let something go? Did you see the media people today that were around the scrum for him? It's a story, guy. This is what I do. I'm okay with the offense not being so great. I knew it was going to take time. My concern, Kim, so you knew it was going to take time. The question's going to be, how much time? Last year, it never got on track. How much time this year, Kim, is it going to take for that offense to get on track? Last year, you had 18 weeks, right? You had 18 weeks. It never got on track. So what's it going to be this year? 6 weeks? 7 weeks? I don't know, really. I mean, August 19th? I don't know. Your boy Quinion got smoked by Demarcus Robinson. It happens. Hey, listen. Drake May in the passing game, they torched that secondary. Guy was 21 of 25. AJ had 6 catches, 3 of them for over 20 yards. Cooper DeJean got turned around like a top out there. I don't even know who that was. Who turned him around like that? I even posted the video. It was insane. Here's what And get this, ESP just said Jalen Hurts had a C- today. 3 picks, 19 of 27. According to Mr. Homer, the guy got a C- today. Hey, I wasn't there. I didn't post that. Somebody else did. And somebody that works for the flagship station. C-. Woo! Okay. Wow. Oh, my God. Sills, I need Hurts to get the mistakes out now at the beginning of the season. You're correct. Patience is going to be a key. Something I don't believe your organization has. But you're right. More interceptions, more risk, higher the reward. No risk it, no biscuit. Absolutely, SS. Absolutely true. And look at this. Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP. That ain't helping you today, kid. Looks like one team came to play in the Eagle State. No, I don't. That's not what people are saying. They say they had a pretty good day in the run game. That's okay. You're going to need that. Top takeaway from camp is, will the Eagles' first-round pick be high enough to pair with Patriots first to get Arch Manning? We're not there, dude. That's not what this is today. The fact that the trenches won the day for the Sills, there's a little win today, and Miss Elliott had an absolute stinker. Oh, yeah, I forgot the guy. Jake Weathervane Elliott. Is the weather blowing? Is it going to be cold? Holy shit, I'm starting to get palsy. Holy cow. My God. Is it really? Wait, my foot's shaking. I can't have any wind. Holy cow. Is it really? It's windy out here. Sunny, but it's windy. Dan, are you drinking still? Only when your mom comes over. Let's see here. Sills, so were the Eagles showing their playbook with a C- performance? So do you think the Patriots were showing their playbook too? Sills, I love my birds, but it pisses me off that other Eagle fans expect us to be so perfect and not be criticized. Shit happens. And by the way, I said the most encouraging thing that you can hear from that practice today was that the run game showed up. That's encouraging. And that Jalix Hunt showed up. And 58's going to be a problem. I heard people commenting on that. That's a good thing, dude. That's a good sign. Your run game showed up. Even the Patriot guys were saying they ran the ball better on us than we thought. That's great news. Because if the run game shows up, the pass game will follow. You're never going to be led by a passing offense, ever, in Jalen Hurts' career. It's going to be led by the run game. Until you idiots, not all, understand that, you're never going to understand what they're trying to accomplish. If that run game shows up again, everything will fall in place. And hearing that is a good thing. That is the most encouraging thing out of that practice today, is that you're hearing both sides make comment that the run game showed up. Encouraging. Crosswind Jake was struggling today with kicking. This guy's terrible. And with a football team that's a defensive-minded team, you can't have a crappy kicker. You can't have that. Just think, if we get an Eagles versus Patriots Super Bowl, that would be the most watched Super Bowl. I think if you get a Dallas Cowboys Eagles NFC Championship game, that right there is going to be a pretty good one too. Let's see. Just think, if we get an Eagle versus Patriots Super Bowl, that'd be the most watched. Yes. Look at these people make this shit up. Dan, do you think Morgan & Morgan would be pleased to hear you tell people to kill themselves with their brand? What a made-up thing. Are you at it? This is sports talk, guy. When have you ever heard me say that? What a liar. People will make things up just to make shit up, to try to stop me. Thank God Morgan & Morgan's known me for 30 years. And not idiots like that. Seals, if a player like AJ betrayed your team like he did, how come, wait a second, Jason, how come every single Eagle guy, but Hurts, went up and said hi? Even Big Dom met him. If he was such a cancer, why are all the Eagle players showing love? If that guy was a cancer, it doesn't make sense. Super Bowl year, Eagles run started 4 yards downfield. Last season started 3 years behind the line. Need to run game. Yes. The players don't see that AJ betrayed them, but the fans certainly see it. Well, because of what I told you. You guys turned on him, and you would turn on him. And you did. You turned on a guy who's one of the greatest players in franchise history. You turned on him. Okay? ESP is far from an Eagle glazer. He also called an incomplete pass a catch. Dude, that guy is an Eagle glazer. AJ didn't betray the Eagles. He left because of the passing game. Y'all turned on him for Hurts and still can't see it. All Eagle teammates agree. No doubt. All the teammates love the guy. The only people that hate AJ Brown are you. Nobody hates him but you. But you. Sills, that's definitely encouraging. Our run game that's encouraging. That is a really great sign. Okay? Sills, wait till Philly 500 come on and starts bashing AJ. What are you going to bash him for? His success in Philly? Actually, Hurts is the only one that hasn't said hi to him. Sills, the offense needs to have the kinks out by week 8. Nice to hear the run game went well today. You are correct. The run will set up the pass. I heard the tight end play was bad today. Concerns me. Yeah. John McMullen has been reporting that on Birds 365 since camp began, really. Okay? Yes. 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 That is an enormous thing to hear the run game showed up. I thought that was the most encouraging thing out of camp today. And 58's going to be a problem. Hello, Sills. The Eagles can love AJ still, and they are stupid for it. We, the fans, saw his betrayal, and we had no business playing a a full game versus the 49ers. Bro, okay, bad game for him. Bad moment. The guy had a legendary career for you. You're indicting him over the Niner game? Okay. Not uncommon. Seals, at the end of the day, AJ's gone. Is gone. Bless the dude. I focus my energy on if we can face adversity this year and continue to win. By the way, you know what else was on display, Donnell? Your wide receiving core without DeVonta Smith, he's not very good. It struggled today. Everyone was glazing the 1 versus 1s until the 7-on-7. And the 1 versus 11s, it died down quick. Dude. Bro purposely created a rift with the Eagles to get out and to be a Patriot. He wanted that his whole life and didn't care about anything else. And that's why he was 50-18, 2 NFC titles and a Super Bowl ring. Got it. And 4th in catching yards in his time in Philly. What a horrible career. Sills, what are the terms of the contract with Greenard? Is there an out? If Hunt and Nolan is loved by Vic, what does that mean if Greenard can't get it going? We're going to talk about that here in a minute. We're going to go into the next one. Listen, A.J. Brown showed you what you're going to miss today. The other guy on the other side of DeVonta Smith. You're going to miss that. You're going to miss it. And by the end of the year, you'll regret having moved off of that guy. And get this, that's a storyline this year. Can Hurts win without AJ? And can AJ improve the Patriot passing game? Those are storylines. Big Marsh, ain't nobody turned on AJ. He got butthurt because his side piece gave the homie some, and he was a laughingstock. You have to stop these narratives, Sil. And one more time, screw that loafer. Bro, all of that is not true. Nobody has any angst on that. You know why? When Marshall, thanks for posting it though, Marsh, I appreciate you. You know why you know this is a bullshit post? Not one teammate has ever talked shit on him, or not one teammate didn't show love for him today, including Big Dom. Nobody. Everybody had massive love for him. This is a stupid narrative that was made up by Marshall. It's not true. What about on the field? Worry about football. What Marshall just posted, none of this is true. Because if it was true, half the team would not have gone up to him. Almost the entire football team, according to multiple reports, all went up to him and were giving him nothing but love and hugs. The only guy that did it was Hurts. See here. Sills, with how dominant AJ was today, do you think he sandbagged last year? Dude, sandbagged last year. Your passing game without DeVonta was terrible today. You think it's going to be better? You really think at 26 you're going to have a better passing attack? Oh, by the way, this really had nothing to do with Mannion. These joint practices are more one-on-one stuff, like running one-on-one drills. So wait, here's another guy. You'll have to pay me for my attention. Come on, we can't be this delusional, Sills. You just denying reality to spin I'll read it again. Elliott Shore-Parks, day one, was everything a joint practice is supposed to be. Intense, a lot of competitive reps. Obviously, all things are true. There's no hitting the quarterback, no game planning, etc. But it was a bit shocking in how well the Patriots threw the ball against the Eagles. A.J. Brown had 6 catches, including 3 for over 20 yards. One was down the sideline for probably 30-plus yards. Dobbs also had a great day. Spun Cooper DeJean around. Woolen did not have a good day. Overall, May was 21 of 25. On offense, most encouraging part was that the run game showed up. Great. Super important. The passing game wasn't as good. They did have 2 big gains, one to Elijah Moore on the deep pass and the other one to Will Shipley in a wheel route. Outside of that, however, didn't get much going, especially without DeVonta doing team reps. Jalen had 3 interceptions, all in 7-on-7, which is a very high number for him. The practice was decided really by the end of the practice. The Patriots drove the ball into the red zone on the Eagles. The Eagles offense had a tough time moving the chains against the Patriots defense and didn't get a field goal. That's one of the side people that they're covering the team. What narrative? What narrative? That's a sideline reporter. What narrative? What narrative? What narrative? It's beyond facts they got rid of Reddick for that and for calling out the front office on the DC change and then gave AJ more money to shut up. It's obvious true. Okay. Let's see here. I'm not going there with that guy. You're on the new list too. Rumor has it Elliott Shore-Parks was the side piece that got passed around. Oh, now you're going after the messenger. Pretty standard. I mean, really. This is spins. I'm reading you what another man said. How am I spinning it? I said your run game showed up, which was encouraging. And I read what a reporter saw. And get this, it's an August practice. So here's Tim. The first exhibition game didn't matter either. And the first scrimmage versus the Patriots, it doesn't matter. Let's see here. I mean, this is classic. I hope we miss AJ so we go and get Cam Coleman like I've been saying all offseason. We need another game changer. So many teams nowadays have 2 number ones. With Hurts limitations, we definitely need 2 number ones. Hold on. Sills left our MVP quarterback to pad his stats. What'd that MVP quarterback have today? Let me see. Oh, yeah. What was he? 19 of 27? Even the guy who covers the team gave him a C-. Woo! Must have lit it up in the secondary. These men acting like little boy Sills. Don't critique their sorry ass. Offense has been the league, in the bottom of the league, 2 years in a row. Senor, what they're not hearing, though, that I'll repeat, the most encouraging thing today is that what? Your run game showed up. Your run game showed up. Okay? That is important. Okay? You haven't seen that AJ because it matters who's throwing him the ball. Why can't you all get that and just accept it? Correct. They won't accept that. You missed my suit. No, I read it. What are you talking about? I read this thing. Hey, so Marsh wants me to do it again. Ain't no narrative. That answers the... Okay, my bad, bro. I apologize. Ain't no narrative. That answered the question on why we got rid of Reddick, because the answers pop up. You refuse to accept them. AJ had a problem with Hurts. Reddick, that's so stupid. This guy thinks because he was having sex with somebody on this... Man, holy shit. Let me hook you up on something, dog. When you're an elite athlete like that, a piece of ass means nothing at the end of the day because it's a piece of ass. Kidding me? Over me go to the Hall of Fame? Yeah. Next. That's, you know what I hear what a football player thinks when it comes to women? Next. Let's have a real convo, unlike these Eagle bias fans. How much can you put on Mannion? Nothing really in this practice, in these controlled practices and scrimmages. Okay? Really. This is more about one-on-one competition when you're doing these one-on-ones like this. How much can we put on Hurts? Listen, I happen to agree with a lot of people in here saying that you want to get this shit out of the way now. And I'm not saying that that's not important. I think he should. Apparently, it means a lot to tender AJ. Again, that's a phony-ass narrative. It's a phony-ass narrative. It's like untrue. Seals, I actually love this for Hurts. People say he was carried for so long. So now Jalen can go out and showcase if he can carry a team like he did in 22. Yeah. AJ has a mental problem. Are you just figuring that out now? That he's emotional? I told you since he got here. Seals, I love when fans bring up we didn't have DeVonta. Well, the Patriots didn't have Gonzo. Hey, it's an excuse machine in here today. And by all accounts, the most important thing reared its head for the Eagles, the run game. The run game showed up. That's great. That's fabulous. What more do you want me to say? The pass game stunk as usual, and the run game showed up. What's been under the Jalen Hurts era the whole time? The run game showed up. The pass game has never shown up. Gee, welcome to reality. What did you think you were going to do? Dress a pig up? Hey, dude, he's not a great quarterback throwing the ball in any system. Actually, in less of a system, which is RPO, he's better than more in a confined system, I think. And that's an opinion. Get this. What he's been for 5 years starting as a starting quarterback from the pocket has been bottom 10. End of story. End of story. And when the run game shows up, great. That will be able to help him like it has his entire career. You're missing the most important part of this discussion. Your run game showed up. Your pass game will never show up. And it will be situational when it does. Right now, again, This is the second straight test. It's failed. Your young Eagles on Saturday were terrible in the passing game. And today, in a controlled scrimmage without the best corner, they got taken to the woodshed. So, okay. What else do you want to hear? I'm talking Eagle football. I mean, guys, what are you missing? This is who you are. Hey, without our two top receivers, your quarterback can't carry water, let alone a team. Can't win being predictable. This is another encouraging thing. Yes, Hollywood Brown is showing up. That's another thing. Yes. Keep what energy? Telling you what happened and what others saw today? Ray, I wasn't there. I'm only commenting on what people are saying, what they saw. Why are you my energy? The Eagles are going to need more than a run game on the Cowboys, or it's going to be a straight sweep. Hang on here. I would rather have a running attack that can run people over than a passing attack. Your passing attack versus a top flight run game, I'll take a top flight run game over a top flight passing game any day. Any day. And any day. Any day. Seals, another factoid not everyone is mentioning. Darius Cooper had a deep reception from Hurts, but again, need to keep getting better. Correct. As a matter of fact, I think Hurts even said that. We just have to keep working on getting on the same page. We're not quite there yet. Okay? A.J. Brown said he has not talked with the Eagle quarterback, Jalen Hurts, since the trade. When asked if he had talked with him this week, he said maybe if their paths cross on the field. I know. Everybody else went up to him except the quarterback. Obviously, there's a complete issue between the two. AJ didn't want to play with him. You have the Cowboys winning the division based on the passing game. No, I had the Cowboys winning the division based on them getting better talent on defense, but they've got to go out and prove it. I've told you that 17 times. You're rage baiting over rate? Bro, I'm not going to read this thing again from somebody else. Rage baiting what? What somebody saw? My God. I'm reading verbatim what somebody saw at practice. I wasn't there. And this guy says I'm rage baiting based off of what somebody saw who covers the team for the flagship station of the Eagles. And he's telling me that, what, I'm making that up? So get this. Here's a guy who thinks I just made ESP's comments up. Here's another one that thinks I made that up. I mean, you got to be kidding me, right? I'm making this up. Look at this. These are people that don't want to hear the truth. Wow. Jalenites, You guys are disgusting. You talk about players like they're your girlfriend. Man, I've never seen anything like it. It's quite man card revoking, actually, to watch some of these guys. If you talk what someone else says and you give an opinion of what someone saw, that's me rage baiting. So ESP's rage baiting? You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Seals, if we have a great run game, yes, and a great defense, correct. Hurts just needs to do yes. Here, get this, dude. SS. That's the 2024 recipe for a Super Bowl. Is it not? Seals, if we have a great run game and a great defense, Hurts has to be good and situationally. That's right. That helps your third down. Your third and short. All of that. Absolutely true. That's your recipe for 24. Let's see here. Let's see. Hold on. What was this? You're just refusing to read it all because he pointed out those 3 interceptions really wasn't on Hurts. Of course not. Hey, and the 49er game wasn't on him either, right? Right-ish? It was on KP, right? I'm sorry for laughing at some of you, but I can't help it. Yeah, it's funny how Sills treats Herbert and Allen like his boyfriend, but somehow doesn't understand fandom. I don't like Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. I think they're exceptional talents. I don't give a shit about either guy. I talk about people's talent. Are you good? Great. Not good. Do you stink? End of story. There's no gray area. What do you think? I care? I happen to know Justin Herbert very well. And I think the kid's a really good talent. How many people in here think I know Justin Herbert very well? How many people think that? Just curious. And that I talk to him a lot. Sills, what's worse? The Eagles having an 8-9 record, but Hurts throws for 3,500 yards and 5 touchdowns, 8 rushing, and we go 12-6, but Hurts has 3,000 yards and 22. I think winning. Let me see here. This guy says I don't. Let's see here. Big Sills. Justin Herbert. Should I put a text up? Nah. Herbert and Dan Sileo. Let's see here. This was at a dinner that we had. Let me see if I can find that picture. Justin Herbert and me. Really, it was a great dinner we had. I don't. Let's see here. Justin Herbert. Let's see here. Okay. That's one thing I do have confidence in. I think the league, there's only a few that have the drive and desire and the instinct like Hurts. He holds himself to a high standard. Okay, let me see here. I see people calling me out, as they say. So let me go down here. See if I can bring up my Justin Herbert. I got, which one? You want 4 of them or 5 of them? We went to a dinner together. It's pretty great. I forget what we ate that night. I think I had lobster and I think he had steak that night. Let me see here. Let's see here. Let me find this. By the way, once again, I do think one of the more important things is that, again, your run game showed up. You should be very thrilled that your run game showed up. And that's a positive for you in your run game. In your run game showing up. Big old nice picture of Big Sills and Justin Herbert. How you doing? Great dinner that night. Got about 4 more of them, too. He's really a great dude. Great dude. Let's see here. Let's see. Hey, you know what? It's all good. We're going to move on to another topic here. I just got to do that again. I think it's quite enlightening getting mad at me for somebody posting shit about your team's performance today. It's quite remarkable. I mean, you can't get around it. Herbert was actually asked about Sills a few weeks ago. When asked, Herbert replied, "Who? I got about, dude. Mario Cristobal introduced me to him when he played for him. Hey, end of the day, who gives a shit what you think? It's all good. This year should tell us if Hurts will stay or we need to go in another direction at quarterback. Think Howie and Laurie are good with and want clarity to see how Hurts does this year with the system." Absolutely true. Absolutely. 1,000%. Hey, one thing for sure, I got to get to what Vic said. No. I'll tell you this. You can never, ever not love Vic Fangio. Let's see here. Loves the joint practices. Says gets a lot of work out of it. Says that Jahad Campbell needed more reps. Last year, when Nakobe came back, his rep count went down. And I felt he needed more reps. And this is why I played him. And I was right. There were times in there where he needed to see something different. Jahad Campbell played because he needed more reps. By the way, I implore you to go over to Eagles.com, their X account, and then listen to Vic say those exact words. Those exact words. Get this. He's now calling Vic Fangio a liar. I'll tell you what, Prince, if he didn't say that, I'll quit my show right now. Go over and listen to it. Go listen to it. He said that he's very happy with Nolan and Jalix. And he's very encouraged. Next 2 days will be very important, today and tomorrow, for Keely Ringo. He said the deepest part, okay, on the team is the linebacking core. Also, when asked about Jonathan Greenard, he doesn't believe he's going to be there for the start of the season. Okay? Where's Prince? Hey, Prince, if he didn't say that, I'll quit right now. It's there. Yeah, they uploaded the video, Seals on Fire today. Damn. James, go over and listen to it. Dude, your passing game stunk today. Sills, I love that Nolan is stepping up. That's another great sign to hear Vic say that. Honestly, I'd rather have homegrown talent be here. Yes. Yes. And get out of the Greenard contract. Yes. Yes. Seals, did you hear Vic when he said Ringo was getting beat like a piñata? I also heard him say these next 2 days are going to be very important to him. They're going to be very important. Do you see a scenario where Bond might get traded since the linebacking core is so deep for a good wide receiver or another piece we might need? I think it's possible. I'm not trading Bond. No way. You're going to need every single guy this year on defense to keep you in games early as that offense tries to get better. Dude, the thing that I heard today to make you guys feel better, they did a nice job in the run game. That's so encouraging. Can you hear the Eagle fans? That's the Super Bowl window closing. No passing game and a digressing Hurts. So fans have to be okay with this winning recipe. You know what, SS? I think the Eagles have to be okay with this winning recipe. I'd much rather have Hurts in a potential winning situations than most quarterbacks. Don't need Hurts to be a 4K 40 TD passer. You're right. You're right. Dude, your formula, run the ball, great D, situational Hurts. That's your recipe the last 5 years. And if that returns, you're going to win a lot of games. But don't talk to me about a passing attack. I'm gonna say this to you. I'm not gonna predict it, but for me, where I'm at, I don't believe in any system you're gonna ever be a good passing team. I don't give a shit if it's any system. You're not gonna be a consistent passing team. I don't care what system you implement, put in. You're just never gonna be a good passing team. You're situationally gonna be. If you can run the ball. End of story. Like, I don't care what you want to call it. West Coast, East Coast, North, South offense. I don't care. You're never going to be a team that's going to win from the pocket. Your recipe is 24. Run the ball, play great defense, and have your quarterback play at times special games. You're never going to be consistent there. You're just never going to be. Kyle, you said I missed the super on you. Z, did I miss the super on Kyle? Kyle says I missed the super on him. I don't want to hose him up if I did. I apologize, bro, if we did. I'm looking here. If we got it, we'll get it with Zander if I missed it. Let me see here. Go back here. Kyle, here we go. Here's another thing how many good run-stopping teams you see us playing other than Seattle and Houston. Not many. I don't think there's a lot of good run-stopping teams this year. And that's going to be the formula again. It's not going to be getting better in the passing game. you're never going to be better in the passing game. You're never going to be better in the passing game without AJ. Sills, I believe they're trying to put Hurts in a better third down situation with this new scheme. Better first down and third down. SS. You're going to be in a better third down situation if you can run the ball. Throwing the ball on first and second down is kryptonite to the Eagles. Dude, they got to run the ball on first and second down. Dude, I don't care when people say predictable. You can't stop predictable when you're more powerful than the next person. If I'm stronger than you, no matter what you think you're going to do, I'm going to beat you because I'm just better than you. Eagles Vic Fangio on Ty Robinson, recent play. He came to life. I read that. He's come to life. He's been on life support since he's been here, but he came to life, and hopefully that continues. Hey, how about this? I love this one. AJ was washed. That's not what I saw. And that's not what people were saying out there. Washed. Yeah. Yeah, okay. He took your secondary to school. Hey, Sills, funny fact in 23, AJ broke the record for consecutive 125 yards receiving. And in 24, he helped us win a Super Bowl. Now, last year, he's washed. Hilarious. Freaking hilarious. I mean, hilarious. Eagles have a good day running the ball. Tells me Dickerson and Cam in much better shape than last year. Absolutely. I'm going to say it one more time to you, man. That is the most encouraging thing that you can hear that came out of today. Hey, and by the way, the Patriots didn't even have their best secondary guy. And you still couldn't throw the ball. AJ's not washed, but he's on the decline. Well, that's not what that looked like today. Patullo said sometimes he'd call a run just to call a run. First couple of weeks, I'm keeping a close eye on Mannion's adapts, how he adapts when the defense adapts to our initial game plan. Well, we'll never know. Both weren't out there. Yeah. Hey, get this. These are always like my favorites. Yeah, because your quarterback can't elevate anybody but first rounders. Yeah, but he didn't go in team. Didn't go in team. Okay? Let's see here. By the way, so Jonathan Greenard not showing up. I mean, what's up with Jonathan Greenard? You signed a guy that's damaged goods? Is that what this is? Jesus criminy. Is this more of a severe injury than we thought? Sure looks to be with Makai Lemon too. Where's that dude? So are these guys hurt more? Either Makai Lemon is hurt more and it's more of a significant injury, or he's soft. Pick one. He must be hurt more. I'm going to give him the benefit that he's hurt more. Because, I mean, there's only two things. You're either soft or you're hurt more. And so I'm going to give him the benefit that he's hurt more. As for Jonathan Greenard, When did this guy get hurt? Anybody remember? Just curious. When did Greenard get hurt? Can somebody help me up on that? I don't remember when he got hurt. Does anybody remember? Please help me out here on that. I'm not kidding here. I don't remember. Sills, what is the deal with Dickerson and Cam? They stay healthy all season, or is this pre-Liars Month fake hope? No. Because those are good football players, they get the benefit of the doubt. Those are not first and second year guys. If they're playing well and they feel good, I'm going with the players. Okay, so he got hurt lifting weights. Okay. Coming off of a shoulder injury. Got it. See here. Guy can't be soft because he's hurt. Okay, well, there's only two things for a rookie. You're either soft or you're hurt. This is football. What do you think this is, guy? The sniffles? This is pro football. You play hurt. I think with Lemon, since he has a good second hamstring injury, it might be the same one. They're giving him extra time to get over the. So, and listen, I get it. You're going to be safe over rushing him back out there, unlike they did with Landon and Cam last year. Maybe they learned their lesson. See this? Cooper DeJean was hurt. Okay, so Cooper DeJean, and according to I'm Real, Makai Lemon is going to have the same impact when he gets healthy, when they put him out there, as Cooper DeJean. Got it. Sills, is it possible they're taking more of a safe approach with the veteran Greenard in preseason? I think he'll be out there week one. Why would Vic lie? Why would Vic lie? I don't think he's going to be there for the start of the season. Where the fuck do you, SS, where do you think I got that from? I got that from Vic. Whether in the gym or on the field, pec issues for D linemen is as bad as hamstrings for a wideout. Okay? Remember this. I want everyone to chronicle this. Eagle fans, some of you are expecting DeVonta Smith immediate impact on your football team. Remember, immediate impact on your football team. Seals Baker to the Birds in 27. I could see it now. Not anywhere near that. Riot, I get where you're going, but we're not anywhere near that. Anywhere. Seals Vix specifically said the way Greenard got hurt in gym, he's going to be out for some time. Got it. Thank you, Abe. Got a lot of love for him. Always have. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts on seeing A.J. Brown. Same thing, too. A.J. said some great things about Jalen Hurts. Hey, man, all them dudes, number love for him. Even if he's healed up after a few weeks, after his strength, it's correct. Rasputin, he's going to need time to prepare himself for the upcoming season. But he's a veteran. So he'll know how to prep himself. Hopefully he's still been on the bike. It's not the same, but hopefully he's still on the bike. And he's still trying to keep himself in some type of shape. Okay? Sills, what workout do you believe could hurt his pec muscle? Tricep flies? Dumbbell pec flies? Dumbbell bench presses? Anything to stretch the muscle out on the top here. Dumbbell flies? Bench press? Behind the neck? Anything that stretches the pec out. Or it can hurt the deltoid and the trap. Because the trap and the trapezius to the deltoid, they're all connected. Anything that stretches the chest out. Sills, what workout do you believe? Oh, okay. He's a veteran player. Even if he misses preseason, he's still better than Nolan Smith. I don't know, man. I thought Vic was very complimentary today of Nolan Smith. I thought he was very complimentary of both guys. I heard 58 is going to be a problem. That's what people were saying out there. 58 is going to be a problem. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a problem. Let me see here. Did he add anything else? Let me see here. Okay. Here. This is Elliott Shore-Parks' overall now. Wednesday's practice was a great example of why all stats need context. The numbers for the day were not good. 3 interceptions is the most Jalen Hurts has thrown in a training camp practice since he's been an Eagle. There were some positive moments and some context to the interceptions. Hurts had 2 really nice throws on the day, which resulted in big gains. The first was a deep pass to Elijah Moore, which was nearly 45-plus yards and a touchdown, but Moore was down just short of the end zone. The throw was perfect, right on stride to Moore. The second was a wheel route completion to Will Shipley on what seemed to be a blitz. Hurts moved back in the pocket, allowed Shipley to get down to field, lofting it over to Shipley, who had a 15-yard-ish gain. It was a mixture of blame on the interceptions. Hurts also failed to lead the offense on a scoring drive in the final drive of the day. Drake May led the Patriots on an offensive scoring drive. Overall, Hurts didn't have as bad a day as the stats indicated. He was playing without DeVonta Smith. Still, 3 turnovers, no touchdowns, no points, and the Eagle offense struggled. I don't know. Those are on-the-field observers. See, we're not going to this anymore. We're not talking about me. We're talking about the topics and what people saw today. It's got nothing to do with me. And when these people stop doing that, we'll go to you again. Until then, you're not going to be. Into his second season, I remember him calling his baby, and it worked some. Let's see here. Let's see here. Hey, all good, dude. All good. Vrabel applauded the Eagles' sustained success. I heard it. I heard him talking. Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? Eagles have done a great job. They have. What's the big issue? Last 4 years have been excellent. Best 4 years, theoretically, in Eagle history. Okay? I'm done with DeVonta Smith. He'll make all his money. Whoa. Dude, DeVonta is one of the best players on the football team. You're done with him? He's just getting started. That guy's a great football player, dude. He's a great football player, that guy. Not me. I think DeVonta Smith's just getting started. Anything shoulder, rotator cuff, pec is not good for strength players, for guys who have to take on contact. Okay? Yes. DeVonta Smith, you're done? Bro. I just watched a clip from Thomas Mann who said the receivers look fantastic. Okay. Okay. All right. Dad. Okay. With joint practices, do teams just go general situations? Yes. Or do they both take things they struggle with? It's more to the front one. General situations. They're not going to show game plan. It's going to be more of one-on-one stuff. You know? It's one-on-one stuff. DT, OG, edge, OT. It's more that. You're going to run plays, but it's going to be more, it's going to be more an execution and how you execute. But there's not going to be like, hey, our objective is to run stretch plays. They're going to run a bunch of plays that they want to work on. Mike Vrabel knows that. And Nick Sirianni knows what the Patriots are going to run. You're trying to avoid injury is what you're doing. You're trying to avoid injury. Sills, don't let that guy to you. Thomas Mann hasn't ever put out a video yet. He's one of the objective few reporters, just like yourself. This is the main event of the joint practice. Sal Paolantonio gives an inside look at the Eagles meeting up with A.J. Brown. Seals, I'm hoping the first few weeks we don't pull the plug on the new offense. Have to expect Hurts to throw more picks than usual? Well, SS. I'll expect Hurts to throw more picks if the volume's up. If the volume's not up, that's a bad thing. If you're still throwing the ball 21 times and he's turning the ball over, that's not good. If you're throwing the ball 35 times, okay, and you're throwing the ball 35 times, then, that's not good. Sills, if you were the GM this next offseason for the Eagles, what moves would you make personnel-wise, assuming Hurts and Mannion show you enough to stay? I think you're going to need another corner and an offensive tackle. That's what I think. To sit there and think that Markel Bell's the replacement for Lane Johnson is insane. It's wishful thinking, and it's hope that a third rounder will replace the third pick in the NFL draft and a future Hall of Fame player. The chances of that happening are 1 billion to 1. Let's see here. We've got folks in here that we are not going to. Yeah, I come here to go to Zander's channel versus Philly 500 or Thomas Mott. I need the truth. Real, not one-sided content, always praising everything the Eagles do, never talking about the real. Yeah, well, most of the time, half the chat room in here, they'll tell you you're lying, even when the guy or the coach or the player says it. Hurts said he's strong. Hurts said, here's Hurts' exact words. 7-on-7 was rough on me. How many people believe that? How many people believe he said that? How many people believe that Jalen Hurts said today that 7-on-7 was tough on me? How many people believe he said that? We ran the ball well, is what he said. But he said 7-on-7 was tough on me. Wait, let me go over here. Ask Reyes or ask Prince if he said that. It was tough on me today. Do you believe it, Prince? Do you believe it, Reyes? Of course he has it. Of course he has it. Hurts said it was tough on him. Hold on. The quarterback said, another awful take by Sills. The Eagles had a 7th-round replacement, a Hall of Fame player, so saying Bell can't replace Lane is blasphemy. Okay. Markel Bell is Lane Johnson's replacement. Call me in 3 years. Hey, Hurts, get this. Dumbest motherfucker, you're the one making shit up yesterday, dude. About John Campbell getting playing time because there was an injury issue in the team. And that's why he played on Saturday. Vic said the counter opposite. He doubled down on what I said. And this guy will let you believe I didn't say they wanted to see him get more reps next to Trotter. But no, he'll tell you I didn't say that now to make himself feel better. You can't make this shit up, folks. You really can't. You can't make this up. Jason Peters, Malata. Dude, Jason Peters is 5 times the player Jordan Malata is. Yes, there was an Eli Stowers shining. Yes. Sills, Bell was from the U. You probably know more than most. Tell us your opinion on him. I think he's going to be a really good football player for you. Lane Johnson's replacement? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Now, could he start? Yeah. Will he replace Lane? I don't know. Hey, Tyler Steen replaced Makai Becton, but was he his replacement in the run game? That's a no. Sills, Hurts couldn't pass last year when the offense knew what they were doing. Now he's going to do it this year with less talent and a learning curve. That's what some of you guys in here believe. This is test number 2. What I love is that the exhibition game didn't matter. And now the first joint practice doesn't matter. Seals, do you think learning behind Lane for a full year? Oh, my God, yes. Not saying he has to be Lane. Absolute. SS. He may replace him, but to what extent? To what extent? Where's Makai Lemon? You want another topic? Did you waste your money on Jonathan Greenard? How about those topics? What'd you do? Sign 2 lemons? Sills, there may only be 5 to 10 other people in Lane's. Correct. He is literally a top 10, 15 tackles of all time. Correct. Listen here. I'm not saying he's not going to potentially be a starter on the right side, but to sit there and say he's going to replace Lane and he's going to play at the same level is insane. It's insane. Hope they discussed how many times he can make the line of scrimmage look like a red carpet for the defense. See here. Hey, don't get mad at me, man. I mean, by the way, I love Elliott's first initial view off what he saw. He had to make sure that he tempered it down because Bob Lane probably saw his initial post. Talk about backtracking. No, definitely not. We need him to be a good right tackle. Now, Mulata's a really good player. And that's here, SS. Jason Peters is a Hall of Fame player. Okay? And he's a better tackle than Lane. The drop-off to Mulata went from 10 to 7. Phenomenal. The drop-off from Jason Kelce to Cam Jurgens was probably the same. To sit there and say, you're praying that it's a 10-7. Lane is 10, Markell 7. That would be great. Great start for the Eagles starting off. All right. So, again, we sit here. And here. And like I said, this was Elliott's first initial report in what he saw. Day one was everything joint practices are supposed to be. Intense and lots of competitive reps. What was surprising was how the Eagles' defense and secondary struggled. Obviously, all these things are true. There was no hitting the quarterback, no game planning, but it was a bit shocking how well the Patriots passed the football against the Eagles. A.J. Brown had 6 catches, including 3 over 20 yards. One was down the sideline, and it was a completion for probably 30-plus yards. Romeo Doubs, who I thought looked pretty damn good out there, absolutely took Cooper DeJean to school. Overall, Drake May was 21 to 25, a sign of just how much success they had against the Eagles secondary. On offense, the most encouraging part, and I've said this for the last hour and 45 minutes, is that the run game showed up. Dude, that is the most encouraging thing you can hear from today. Your run game showed up. Considering how much the run game struggled last year, it was a big positive, and how good the running game looked versus the Patriots. Exceptional. The passing game wasn't as good. They did have two big gains, one to Elijah Moore on a deep pass and the other to Will Shipley on a wheel route. Outside of that, however, they did not get much going without DeVonta Smith. Jalen Hurts had 3 interceptions, all in 7-on-7, which is a very high number for him. This practice was really decided by the end when the Patriots drove the ball into the red zone and the Eagle offense had a tough time moving the football. Now, all that being said, this was test number 2. You're going to have test number 3 tomorrow and then a scrimmage this week with New England. And that's from a guy that was there. I don't know what else to tell you. All right. Battle Royale will be here. And without further ado, and one thing, they didn't have DeVonta out there. Patriots didn't have Christian Gonzalez either. All right. Without further ado, we will bang some topics around with Big Z. He comes in here now. Without further ado, Big Z joins us now. We appreciate him coming aboard with us.
What's up, Sills? How you doing, brother?
All good, man.
I'm in the weeds over here. How you living?
I'm living good. Hey, so how'd you get the closet? How's that going there, man? Zander,
I'm finally setting up the studio in my new place. So I got half painted walls. It's intoxicating in here because I just got the paint out. I looked out, it's 3:30. I'm listening to you as I'm doing it in the studio. I got paint all over my hands. And then my new desk and stuff delivered outside. I mean, I'm in the weeds, Sills, but it's good living, dude. It is what it is.
A.J. Brown week.
I know. Apparently he had a good day, huh?
Yeah. 6 catches. 6 catches. 3 for over 20 yards. Now, again, you got to take all this stuff in context. And you know what I want to do? And I tried to do this, and very few people heard it. I think the big thing that came out of this, Zander, was that the run game showed up. And that people were encouraged with the run game today because people were saying, even Jalen Hurts said this today. He said, we ran the ball effectively today, which is encouraging, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what this team needs, Sills. I mean, we've talked about it a lot. I think you're right in what you say that, you want obviously the passing game to be better, but they're not going to become a passing focal team. And by the way, I don't know that that's a bad thing. You see a lot of passing teams in the NFL that don't have the level of success that the Eagles have had the last 5 years.
Cowboys.
So, yeah, exactly. Perfect example. So that's not to say that passing the football isn't a positive. I mean, you want to be able to do that well, but I think you're right in terms of, the number one thing that this team has to do this year is run the ball, and then can Jalen fill it in, where you need him to fill it in with the passing game? I think that's where you want to be. I'm optimistic. I mean, look, DeVonta doesn't play today. We already know that the depth at receiver is not what it once was. They don't have the level of talent they had in previous years when A.J. Brown was here. No Smitty today. I mean, you're relying on, Dontayvion Wicks, who looks pretty good, but the rest of the guys to try and go out and perform versus a pretty good secondary. Now, they were missing Christian Gonzalez. They have a pretty good team, but overall, I thought it was good. And I'll say this about the defense. I'm happy that the defense got their ass handed to them. That defense, they hear a lot of good. Anybody who says NFL players don't hear what's being talked about doesn't know what they're doesn't.
If you don't think NFL players read their press clippings, they do.
100%. So, the defense has been getting a lot of praise, and I think we all feel pretty good about the talent and the coaching on that side of the ball. This is not an indictment on them at all, but maybe it is lock in. We got some good teams coming up. We're gonna have good talent this year that we're playing against. If you rest on your laurels for even 1 second in this league, you're gonna get passed. So I kind of like that the defense got beat up a little bit today. Obviously, you don't want the defense to get beat up, but I'm saying it's maybe a good reality check for them versus the offense. They don't need a reality check. That they haven't been good in a while. So I think it's a positive for the defense, but I'm excited about the running game. And I did read a little bit more about the interceptions today. doesn't sound like they were all hurt. A couple of them bounced off some hands, maybe a bad route by Britton Covey, so we'll see. But first joint practice in the books, and the Patriots got the better of them. We're not the best team in the world anymore. We got to go and earn that.
How about this? What you said, that there was context to the interceptions. Well, Zander, when you have high volume and you increase the volume, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get plays where receivers break routes, tips, bad behind the throws, a receiver not running that right route, cutting it off. Isn't that what you're going to get with inexperience? Why? Not inexperience, but guys who haven't been in the same system for the last 4 years, right? I mean, you're going to here's my take, Z. I don't think you're ever going to be. I don't give a shit if it's a West Coast offense, an East Coast offense, a Mexican offense when it comes to your passing game. You're just not going to be exceptional on that side.
Mexican offense, that's new.
You're going to be exceptional when you run the ball.
Well, and again, like we said before, it's not the sexiest way to play football, but it's in many ways a very successful way to play football. I mean, when I was a kid, and I'm not professing to know it all, but one of the first things I ever learned about the game of football was run the ball and stop the run.
Totally.
Run the ball, stop the run. Run the ball, stop the run. It's like the first thing you learn in Pop Warner. It's one of the most fundamental parts of the game. I love fundamentals. I think one of the things that drives me crazy about the NBA today is that nobody plays fundamental basketball anymore because it's so much more threes and everything like that. But, I think when in doubt, when you're struggling, get back to the fundamentals. Get back to the fundamentals of the game, and I think I'm in wait and see mode still on the O-line stills in terms of this new offense. In theory, it should help them more, but Landon is a bruiser. I don't know how he's going to do in this wide zone. Maybe he'll do good. I mean, I think he's a great talented player. Lane, I think, will be good. Cam, I think, will be good. And Mailata, I think, could be exceptional. I'm with you on that. But and Steen, I actually think will be all right too because he's pretty mobile. I think Landon, I guess, is the big question there. But look, they start running the ball this year. I think you're going to be in a good situation. Because, dude, it'll help the defense too, right?
Yep.
I mean, did 41 minutes of offense the Ravens had in that preseason game. I mean, tough to play defense that way, man. It is.
Well, the story was A.J. Brown, as you saw the pit and all the people around him. John Clark just posted this a couple minutes ago. A.J. says it's all love for the Eagles and Eagle players. He says he has not spoken to Hurts since the trade. DeVonta Smith says he did not talk to A.J. after the joint practice today. A.J. says he loves Eagle fans. I saw a ton of players taking pictures with A.J. that were Eagle guys. Almost the entire football team went up, and those guys showed a lot of love. There were just a couple guys that didn't want to be involved in the circus, I don't think. And again, I'm not making anything of it. I'm asking you what you think of it.
Well, I mean, AJ's a polarizing figure, and we all knew he was going to be a big part of the discussion today. I think it's obvious him and Hurts don't like each other. I mean, I don't really care whether they like each other or not. I think they're both being a little catty about it.
Childish.
I mean, a little childish. I mean, just go up there, tap the dude up, and walk away. But again, I don't have the benefit of knowing what the hell happened. So maybe something happened. Maybe something. Doesn't it feel more personal to you at this point? I mean. You're not even able to go up and say hi to him at a joint practice.
Big Dom said hi.
Yeah, so I think maybe
you see that video. You see that video of Big Dom waiting for him when he came out. He was waiting for him.
Yeah, AJ had a good practice too. I mean, look, this is where sometimes Eagle fans bother me. Like the guy left the Eagles. We didn't forget he could play football, guys. Right? I mean, he did just have 5,000 yards for us in 4 seasons. I mean, he did put up 32 touchdowns. He was a big part of the team. I mean. We're not going to sit here and be surprised that he had a good practice. He's a freaking good player. He's a great player. Not even good. He's a great player. So look, it's a part of the storyline. I'm more with you where it's a story. We're a sports talk show, man. It's a story. I'm tired of the story, but my opinions don't supersede what the stories are and what the narrative is. So good for AJ. He had a good day. Let's see how he has this year. AJ's a good player, though.
Okay.
He's a childish guy, though, man. He's a childish dude, man. Holy crap.
Well, that's kind of his pre-draft, who he is. Everybody knows he's this guy is petty. All right. How about Vic Fangio's comments on Jonathan Greenard? He's not sure he'll be ready for the start of the season.
I don't know. Is it just me or is anybody else getting the vibe that Vic Fangio is not all that high on Jonathan Greenard? I don't know if it's because he just hasn't been available.
I think it's that.
Yeah, old school coach. If you're not out there, then out of sight, out of mind. But I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's super enthusiastic about him. I mean, he's put it down every time. Now, maybe that's part of Vic. He tempers the expectations always. But yeah, I noticed that too about Greenard. And it's every presser he's had. I think he's had 3 now through training camp. Every one he's mentioned Greenard. Not unprompted. He's asked about him, but it's not necessarily he'll be good. He's going to have a big year this year. It's more like, all right, we'll see if he's back. We'll see when he's back. I don't think he'll be back for training camp. Now I don't think he'll be back for the regular season.
You think that's an issue?
Not if Jalix Hunt steps
Now he was very complimentary on Nolan and Jalix.
Yeah. Well,
hey, by the way, the word out there
Nolan.
at practice today, 58's going to be a problem.
He's going to be. He's
comment
got such great
going around.
He's got such great athleticism, Jalix Hunt. I'm still. I don't want to say I'm high on him, but I still like Nolan Smith as a player. Like sometimes I think naturally we attach the stigma of a player and what we expect a player to be to what the player actually becomes. Is Nolan Smith, the certified first-round pick that we were hoping for and maybe your number one edge? No, he hasn't reached that level yet, but he's a damn good football player. If that guy can stay healthy, that's a damn good number 2 edge you have on this team. And by the way, that was the edge who carried us to the Super Bowl when he really stepped up at the end of 24. Now, he's got to stay healthy. So if he doesn't, if he plays half the year, it doesn't really matter. But I think people have, we start to act like, and me, I'm guilty of this too sometimes, where Nolan Smith can't be a guy. Nolan Smith is a guy. He's a good player. He's not a great player, but he's a good player. If Jalix Hunt steps up and can be that ace in terms of getting after the quarterback, and you got the edge, you know what Nolan reminds me of? Josh Sweat. From a sense of he's not great, but he's good at everything. That's kind of what I think Nolan can be in terms of a ceiling, and that's a welcome player to this team, man. You don't have all home run hitters. You don't line up, in baseball, you don't line up 9 straight sluggers. You want a dude who can get on base. You want different things. So I think Nolan can be that for this team. I'm still optimistic on what he can be, but Jalix is exciting. It's exciting to think about what he can become. I mean, you see the build sills, you see the athleticism, and then you just think about him in a Vic Fangio scheme. You're like, damn, if they unleash him, he could be a great player. So still optimism on him, though. Still hope. It's you still have to see it with him.
Don't you agree? Nakobe Dean's injuries stopped us ever from seeing the ceiling of what he could have been.
To some extent.
Isn't that kind of the same thing that could hamper Nolan Smith here in Philly too?
Well, I think
injuries will never let us see what could have been.
I think the difference is with Nakobe is when Nakobe was on the field, I felt as though not that he reached his peak, but that he had played up to his level of ability. I still don't feel Nolan's reached that yet. Like I think Nolan has another gear that he can get to. Will he get there? I don't know. I mean, I'm just a spectator. I don't know that. But I think he's got another gear. I don't know that Nakobe had another gear from a sense of, if he plays like he played for a whole year, that's a damn good linebacker. But I don't know that there was another unlocked gear that he could take it to. I think he was great when he was on the field. He just couldn't stay on the field. I think Nolan, the injuries have slowed him down from the progression standpoint. I think he can still be a better player, and the injuries have slowed him down. But I think it's a fine comp. Yeah.
Okay. So, dude, is this fair to say? Makai Lemon is either hurt more than what we think, or he's soft.
That's a very Sileo way to say it. No, and I'll tell you exactly why.
Okay.
This is the Eagles, dude. Let's be real. They're buttercups at times in terms of protecting people.
They didn't protect Landon and Cam last year.
Well, they
Landon
protected Cooper. But that's different. I mean, I'm talking about a rookie player that they invest a big draft pick in at the start. I think they're holding him out with any little, if there's any little semblance that he's not ready, they're holding him out. And then they're adding an extra day or two, to really make sure. I know the way the Eagles are with injuries. And by the way, they've been right about it. I'm not criticizing them. They've been right. They've been a really healthy team. So I think it's more precautionary for Makai than him being like, I don't want to go out there. Is that what you think he's saying? I don't want to go out there.
No. I just think because I don't believe that they tell you like.
Well, what does he soft mean?
Well, wait. Last year I was told that Lane would be back in weeks. He was never back. It was a bullshit comment from the PR department and from the Eagles. He missed the entire second half of the season. My question is, now, do these people tell you the truth on where these players? I'm giving the player the benefit of the doubt that he must be hurt more. I'm not calling him soft. I'm saying he's hurt more.
I'm just asking the question in classic Sileo fashion. No, I don't think it is. I think the Eagles are being overly cautious with him. I do. That's what I think. That doesn't mean I'm right. That's what I think. I mean, this Eagles team is, they tend to be soft about those things. So maybe you're right that he's not soft. Maybe the organization is soft, but they want him there available this year, dude. And I think they're keeping things close to the vest.
And they need that guy. You better hope he's a player. Hey, how about Vic saying today Ty Robinson has come to life a little bit?
Yeah, it's exciting. But he's got to keep it going. I mean, and look, the other thing is with Ty is like, dude, there's not many defensive tackles that are ready to go in year 1 or 2 or sometimes even 3 at that position.
You know how hard it is to find a Jalen Carter? It's impossible.
You know why? And you played it, dude. You could speak on this better than anybody. It's one of the most physically demanding positions in the sport because you get in the NFL, dude, you're lined up against NFL offensive linemen. The worst NFL offensive lineman is better than 95% of the dudes you played coming out of college. They're going to ragdoll you. They're bigger than you. They're stronger than you. They're bullies. I mean, your job is to get after the quarterback. Their job is to throw you into the effing ground. It's a tough position, and many times it takes guys, boys to men, right? I mean, grow into that grown man body, grow into that, put on some NFL weight, put on some NFL strength. So I think it's a great thing for Ty, but I also think we overreacted probably too quick on Ty. And we'll see. He's got to keep it up, though. It's a good sign, though.
It is. What do you make of Hurts saying today in the presser? 7-on-7 was tough on me.
I love the honesty. No problem with that, man. You're a human being. I don't expect you to go out there and be perfect every day. It's practice. It's training camp. Tough day. Good. I like to hear it.
I did too.
I love that. I always prefer honesty. Like, there's no expectation of perfection. There's expectation of greatness, but the pursuit of that is not perfect. Ask anybody who's ever achieved anything great. Wasn't great, before you're great, every day before it's not great. That's the whole point. You go through trial and error and tribulations to get to that point. So I think it's a good thing that Jalen said, it was a tough day for him. Good. I'm all right with that, dude. I'm all right with that. Go back to the drawing board, learn from it, get out a better day tomorrow. I think that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. He said that also, Jalen Hurts said, we've got to get on the same page. And I took that as they're still installing stuff, but they're not on the same page. And to me,
isn't there a level of chemistry that has to be built, with any player?
Well, how do you build chemistry when you've got your core in and out?
That's the problem with Lemon. That's my biggest concern with Lemon right now.
And DeVonta.
DeVonta's a little different. Jalen's been playing with DeVonta since college.
It's a new offense, Zander. It's a new offense.
I agree to that, but there is the only thing that I think so, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but the one thing I think that supersedes the need for getting on the same page is exceptional talent. Like, for example, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts in year one together, they didn't really need to build that much chemistry. I mean, it was good when they built it, but they were two guys playing at the top of their game that year. Both of them perform well. That's kind of how I feel about DeVonta. I mean, but with a guy like Darius Cooper, with a guy like Makai Lemon, with a guy like Dontayvion Wicks, where they have to overcome in different ways, they can't rely on talent alone. It's like my favorite quote or my favorite movie, the quote, gentlemen, you don't have enough talent to rely on talent alone. That's where I think they need to get on the same page, is when you don't have that level of overwhelming talent that can overtake. Like, I think AJ is such a great example of it because, dude, AJ barely had to beat his corner. He could just say, throw me the ball. I'm going to out physical him, get my hands out, get the ball, and win. Makai Lemon, I think he's got to shake his corner. He's not out physicaling NFL cornerbacks. No. So it's a little different.
You know how I tell you? I look over at Jerome Brown, and I watch Jerome Brown, and I shake my head, and I go like this, Zander. How does a guy just show up and make a play like that?
That's talent, brother.
And then you're just and then Jerome's looking at me going, I have to work so fucking hard to do what that guy does, and he just shows up and does it. There's just certain dudes that show up, and it doesn't matter who they're playing against. It's just a matter of want to. AJ's one of those guys. He totally is one of those guys. All right, Z. So your first practice game, to some Eagle fans in here, your first exhibition game with your young Eagles, people in here say it didn't matter. Your first scrimmage against the Patriots, you got guys in here saying it doesn't matter. Well, when does it matter?
That's stupid. Everything matters. Not everything counts, but everything matters. I mean, we just talked about greatness, and I'm not saying I've achieved anything great or anything that I would classify as that yet in my life.
You're on the road.
I'm hoping to, but you don't.
Zander,
everything matters.
Zander, that picture. Hold on, Zander. That picture you showed me, that little picture, that'll be your greatest.
Baby. Let's show that sucker off.
Hey, that'll be your greatest. That's your greatest. That's your greatest accomplishment.
Yeah, one of hopefully many, so God willing.
Yep.
But ask Jalen Hurts. Everybody loves Jalen Hurts. Ask Jalen Hurts if it matters.
Yeah.
I bet you Jalen Hurts doesn't say, "Oh, it doesn't matter." No, everything fucking matters. Come on, don't be stupid. Don't be naive. Everything matters, but not everything counts. And that's the beauty of this time, is that Jalen goes up, says, "I had a tough 7-on-7 today." Good. You're in learn mode. You're in grind mode. You're in figure it out mode. This is the time to go through those trials and tribulations, those errors, those things to learn from. So I'm good with it, man. I'm good with it.
7 years, he's still learning, which is good, because Brady said that. Every year you're learning something.
Learning is a
new.
lifelong thing.
That's right.
Sills, you've been in sports broadcasting for 35 years. You still learning?
Absolutely everything. You've taught me a whole.
You're trying to figure out how to fucking turn your computer on, for crying out loud. Now,
I'm learning every day.
We're all still learning, dude. We're all still learning. I got no problem with that. I get where you're coming from, though. Like, skill set wise, I guess is where you're going with the year 7 thing.
So I hear people saying this, here today in the chat. They were like, well, I mean, I'm glad that he's throwing it across the middle. And I said this, in year 7, but hey, better. Listen, it's okay. You're doing it. And I do appreciate the fact that he's trying things in this camp instead of going down the lazy route and going with the things that make it easy for him. I do dig that. You're not going to learn anything about Sean Mannion in these practices.
No, I thought you would, but I think you're right.
No, it's going to be more about individual matchup. Hey, did you see Dobbs spin Cooper DeJean around? Oh, shit.
I didn't see it, but I read about it. Was there a video of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta find that video.
Oh yeah, he
I
does
didn't see it. I was in the middle of paint. I got paint on my hands. I'm painting
Hey,
them. This
go
offense gonna be fire when it's done, everybody. I'm excited for you guys to see it.
Hey,
Hopefully, I'll
go
have a good
over
backdrop.
onto my X account. You'll see it. He spun his ass right around.
No,
But
anything happens bad in Eagle Land, it's on the Sileo Twitter.
oh, that's not true. I also put on there they ran the ball well. Dude, that's my biggest takeaway today. Your formula is this. Zander, your formula is run the ball, play great defense, and you're going to win a ton of games. You're going to win a shitload of games.
Beat reporters surrounded around A.J. Brown. That's all Eagles beat guys. I recognize them all. There's Tim McManus.
Yep.
There's Martin Frank. Oh,
every single one was waiting there. A.J. even went like this and said, old friends here. Dude, they had a pit like it was a Super Bowl pit. And they were sitting there and they were asking him. And Jalen Hurts is one of the only people that didn't go up and say hi to him.
I hope AJ has a good, like, I don't, there's nothing about me that wants to see AJ fail. Like, I don't want to see anybody fail. I don't care. I mean, I want the Eagles to win. You think he wants
the Eagles to fail?
I don't know. It seems as though he has got a disdain for Jalen. More so than I thought. I thought it was maybe more Nick and the offense focus.
I think he wants the Eagles to fail.
He's going to say hi to everybody.
Wait.
I can say hi to everybody except Jalen.
And he didn't say hi to Nick. So here.
I mean, Jalen isn't – who's the godfather of whose kid? Jalen's the godfather of his kid, right?
Yes, yes. So here, let me ask you this. You said this the other day about A.J. Brown, right? You were fourth most in catches. You were 50-18. You were 2 NFC championships in a Super Bowl. And you weren't happy here. You think he's going to be rooting for the Eagles to win without him? No fucking way. If he's petty about this,
I don't know. I mean, he's a petty guy.
And get this. I think Jalen's hoping that guy has a great career.
Well, Jalen's a more mature person.
Yeah.
I think that's for sure.
Yes.
By the way, I'm watching this video right now. Boy, you're not going to like this comment. Eagle fans, you're not going to like it either. Cooper DeJean looks slower.
Maybe because
remember, he's bulked up this year. That guy's running right away from him.
Yeah, Dobbs.
No, it's not Dobbs.
Oh, it's not?
It's DeMario Douglas.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one too. He didn't have a very good day.
He's running out routes. He's running right away from him.
Yeah, he didn't have a very good day today. And like you said,
Cooper's not even there.
No.
Here's Dobbs. Let me see the Dobbs rep. I didn't see this. Oh, this is on Woolen.
Oh, it's on Woolen. Okay, I thought he had a. Woolen had a horrible day.
Boy, DeMario Douglas. Oh my goodness. He freaking is crushing Cooper today. This is the fourth route I've seen.
That's Drake May too. And remember who's designing these plays? Josh McDaniels. And they didn't even have, get this, on the other side, they didn't even have Christian Gonzalez back there. So not having DeVonta is kind of a wash.
I wonder what's going to happen with Coop in terms of where he'll play. I mean, I'm not saying Cooper's not going to be a great player. I'm just saying he looks slower. I've watched him run with a lot of dudes in the slot. Surprising. Like, you're like, damn, he's fast. I don't know. DeMario Douglas is pretty fast.
You've never been in this boat, and I've never heard you say this about, you think Drake May's a good player.
Oh, hell yeah. Drake May is a good player. Like, some things aren't a matter of opinion. Like I heard you saying earlier, I don't think Justin Herbert is good. I think he's great. Like, dude, you have to be a royal dumbass or delusional to say that Justin Herbert isn't a talented football player. The dude is one of the most talented football players on the planet. He's 6'6". He's got an arm. He's got a bazooka for an arm. He runs athletic. Come on. He's a good. Why is that so hard for people to say? Because they like the Eagles? Who gives a shit? I love the Eagles. I love Jalen Hurts. I love our team. Justin Herbert's a good player. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, I know. Who are you more concerned? Who are you more concerned about this year, Makai Lemon or Greenard?
Lemon, because I think Greenard has better backup. Like,
there's better depth Lemon there at that edge.
Yeah, I mean, if Lemon doesn't play well, I don't know. We haven't really used wide receiver 3 a lot in the past. So maybe it won't, maybe Lemon won't be as important as I'm
You're
thinking.
right. You're right.
But in theory, you would in this new offense. It would be a bigger part of it. But
how about what Vic said about why they played Jahad Campbell? Played Jahad Campbell because last year his reps were cut in half because when Dean came back, he needed more reps, and I thought he needed it. And by the way, it proved out that he did need it. And that's why he played him. So he didn't play him for any other reason that he wanted to get him more reps. He said that in his pregame, in his interview there, and he wanted to see more reps with him. So you think Trotter's closing that gap at all?
well, no, but I think whenever you have a good player like that who's stepping up, it gives you more optionality on how to play things and do things. It doesn't mean that, one in, one out always, I think someone said something earlier that I hate the idea, but I've brought it up in the past, if you'll remember. I think it's probably a bigger optionality on what to do with Bond as compared to what to do with Campbell. Like someone said, now I'm not in the favor of trading Bond. I think that's ludicrous, but he is 30 and they're about to pay Cooper, Quinion. They just paid Carter and Davis. They're going to, they're going to need to save some money somewhere. Like that's just how contracts work. That's how cap roster building works. When the Eagles paid everybody on offense, they had the cheapest defense in football. Well, now the defense getting paid, you're going to need to cut corners in some places in terms of contracts. If Trotter's playing that good, maybe Bond's on the out. I don't know. Remember I threw this out there a little bit ago because I knew the other contracts were coming with Jordan and Jalen. And you obviously don't want to get rid of Bond. I think he's a tremendous football player, but I think Trotter being good is more optionality with Bond than it is with Campbell. Look, Campbell's a part of the future. They want Campbell to be a part of this team. Bond, I don't know how long they're seeing with him.
I got to tell you, I think the biggest takeaway from this entire offseason so far is this. I have not heard one word out of Saquon Barkley. I've not heard one word about him. I've not heard really anything about where he is or anything. And to me, when you got a player like that, they're just ready to do this. You're going to wind that guy up, and they're going to let that guy hit goalposts.
Yeah.
I love that. When I hear the overglazing of the receivers or the overglaze. Hey, by the way, I heard your tight ends were terrible today.
The tight ends, dude, I've never heard McMullen so fucking down on this team. McMullen sounds more like Sileo nowadays. I mean, he is not high on what they're doing right now, but that's all right.
Hey, I learned something yesterday with my boy Farzi. Farzi fucking opened up the can of worms on it. So Munt caught a completion from Sean Mannion in his past, and I guess that's one of the love fest things is that
Farzi did say that. I did hear that.
Farzi
was great yesterday.
Yeah, had a completion. And by the way, yesterday between him and McMullen, I was like, I don't really have to say anything any longer. You guys were going ape shit on this stuff.
Well, listen, today. Let's pump the effing brakes here. Look, it's still super early. Look,
you got 25 days to the opener.
I have more mine right now, and I understand people think I'm stupid for it because there's a lot of people who think differently, but
you're not stupid.
I think that Jalen Hurts is going to have a better year this year. There's ebbs and flows and everything. Players have good years and down years. I don't believe Hurts is perpetually down right now. I think Jalen's going to have a better year. I think the run game is going to have a better year. And I think with that paired with the defense, this Eagles team is going to be a great team. How far do they go? That's up to them. That's yet to be determined. They have to play big in the big moments in order to do it. But I think Jalen gets back to, a hybrid of 23, 24 maybe.
A combo?
A combo.
More
Like,
volume.
I'm not saying he's going to become the focal point of everything, because I don't think that's the right thing to do.
That's not their remedy. That's
But
not their
he's got to fill in the blanks better, and I think he's going to do that this year. I got confidence in him, dude.
All right, let me ask you this question about your boy Hurts. What year did he sign that contract extension? Do you remember the year he signed it?
Yeah, after 22 Super Bowl when they lost.
Okay, so he signed it in the 23 offseason, right?
Before the 23 season, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What month did he sign that then?
I thought it was early.
April of 2023, it says.
April. Okay, April of 23. Do you think Jalen Hurts is as good a player or better than Jalen Hurts April of 23 today?
He hasn't been, but I think he still has it within him to be.
Because if he's not, that's a $255 million player right there. 2023 of April is a $255 million player. If you're saying right now he's not a better player than he was in 2023 of April, that's exactly where the Eagles are.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I mean, look. He was coming off an MVP season that year. I mean, he finished second to Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we just haven't seen. He just hasn't been that guy in the last couple of years. Some of it his fault, some of it not his fault. He hasn't been that guy. So hard to say that he's better than that. But again, I think he has it. I think he can be.
Okay,
he's got to run the ball. He's got to. One of the things that you do so is when you become a veteran player is you gotta learn from what you've seen in the game. In theory, you get better at reading defenses. You get better at picking things up. You've seen more things. You've seen more coverages. You've seen more disguised coverages. You've seen things. And in theory, that adds to your tool chest. So I think that's good for him. But now he's got to go and deliver it on the field.
So, do you believe this year the offense is going to be more balanced without AJ?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the fans who are like addition by subtraction. I don't know. I mean, I don't really think that. I think they were bad last year with AJ, and they'll be better this year because they were bad last year, not because they got rid of AJ. I think they're capable of playing better than they've played. With or without AJ. I think they're capable of more. They're capable of better than 4 yards a carry. Jalen is capable of more than what he did. Now they did make it harder on him.
Yes.
They got rid of a superstar and replaced him with a rookie receiver and a rookie tight end who right now can't even crack Johnny Mundt. And the O-line's another year older. But the schematic approach that they're doing in theory should help them out a little bit. I mean, you do see, would you agree with this? Teams who run this schematic approach to the game that we think the Eagles are going to run, it relies less on quarterbacks being superstars and more operating within the offense well, i.e. Brock Purdy.
Yes.
Jared Goff. Guys like that, where you don't have to be a superstar. You just got to play within the offense well. And now if Jalen can do that and then add some of the running aspects of the game, I think he'll be good. But they made it tougher on him. I think that's fair from a personnel standpoint.
Where does Mannion fit in this? In the progression and the progress that you're looking for, is there going to be something you're going to be looking for this year, Zander, that makes you go like this? Wow, the guy's improved over Sileo.
I don't know.
Will it be as that cosmetic? Will it be as that cosmetic?
I guess, but does that matter as much as we think it matters? I mean, there's I think having a feel for the game will be important. I think communication with the quarterback will be important. And I'll be impressed if he puts players in positions to succeed, not if he tries and shoves them in a box. I mean, I just brought up Brock Purdy and Jared Goff. Don't try and turn Jalen Hurts into them. That would be bad. Try and accentuate the talents of your players. I think Sean is in a lose-lose situation. I really do. How does he get credit? I guess if they're successful, people will give him credit. But boy, if they're even if they don't reach expectations to any level, that dude is going to be hung high and dry. Dude, this city hung Brian Johnson high and dry. Forget the city. Forget the fans. This organization hung Brian Johnson high and dry. The dude had the 8th ranked offense in pro football. By the way, with the 31st ranked defense that year.
Look at what the fans did to Kevin Patullo last year.
Well, I don't think Kevin Patullo did anything. I mean,
No.
at least Brian Johnson had some success, so it's tough for Sean. You got rid of your best player on offense, best skilled player, and now you got to go and improve the offense, or else you're fucked, my guy. You're getting fired.
Where is the one place you'd like to see the Eagles get better at? Is it as simple as the passing game?
Nah, it's offensive efficiency. You can't lead the league in 3.
Offensive efficiency.
You can't go into every 3rd down and 3rd and 10 plus. Efficiency from a sense of you need to keep drives going. You need to play complementary football again. And maybe that means 1st down, but I don't want to dumb it down to the pass game because I think the team still should be a running team. I think that's the right approach.
Our friend Mark Holmes is in the green room here, and I'm going to say this before we get the guys on.
There's my guy, Mark.
And he would tell you this too. Bro, you give me a dominant run game over a number 1 passing game, I'll take that number 1 run game any day. You know why? Running games close out games.
Yeah.
They work the clock. They run you off the scoreboard, and they run you off the time. They run you off of field position. They do all of that.
I agree 100%. And most of the time when you have a stellar passing game in terms of top 5, I mean, I wouldn't say every case, but many cases, that's because your defense sucks or your team sucks and you're always losing games. I mean, why was Dallas the number 1 offense in football last year? They had good players. Hey, CeeDee Lamb deserves credit. George Pickens deserves credit. Dak deserves some credit. Javonte Williams had a good year. But dude, they were losing every fucking game. Their defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. So you go out there, you start gunslinging, So I don't necessarily want to be that. I think complementary football is a better approach for this team. They got to do everything a little bit better.
Let's get to some of these supers before we bring the fellas in here if we can.
I think we only got 1 or 2. Here's NJ. What up, NJ? It's Gyro Wednesday. DeJean had 3 for breakfast. So what? He looked slow. He'll be all right. He did look slow out there, dude.
Man.
That clip with DeMario Davis running right by him 3 times.
Drake may cook that secondary.
Oh, really? Did our boy Cooper DeJean put on too much muscle?
Holy cow!
I don't know, man. He's got to be running with these boys. He's Big Marsh. He's a white guy at corner. He's already he's already fighting an uphill battle. Big Marsh says, say all the nice words for Nolan now, Zander. He won't be here next season. That's all right. I want him to have a good season, dude. I mean,
you need him to.
Marsh, no one's been injured. I think your expectations for Nolan before he started playing have superseded your judgment of him. He's a good player. He's not a great or exceptional player. He's a good player. And I think he's a great number 2 edge. But he's got to stay healthy. All right, it's all of them.
All right, Big.
This effing room.
Hey, Z. I got to tell you, man. Test number 2. I can't wait to hear both these fellas today. Saw Michael Irvin over at the Cowboy camp too, boy. A lot of love going on over there at Oxnard. I will see you tomorrow at Birds 365, my friend.
All right, Sills. Love you, brother. Later, man.
Love you, man. Appreciate you, Big Z. All right. I'm going to read this to my fellas before we bring them in. And by the way, I wasn't in Foxborough. I'm just reading from the mouthpiece of the Eagles, Elliott Shore Parks. Day 1 was everything a joint practice is supposed to be. Intense practice. Lots of competitive reps. What was surprising is how well the Eagles' defensive secondary struggled. Obviously, all these things are true. There's no hitting of the quarterback, no game planning, but it was a bit shocking to watch the Patriots move the ball against the Eagles. A.J. Brown had 6 catches, including 3 over 20 yards. One was down the sidelines for probably more than 30 yards. Romeo Doubs also had a great day, including a deep pass down the sidelines over Woolen, who had a rough one. Overall, Drake May was 21 of 25, a sign of just how much success the Patriots had against the Eagle defense. On offense for the Birds, most encouraging part, I said this all day, is that the Eagle run game had a good day. Considering how much the run game struggled a year ago, was a big positive against the Patriots. The passing game wasn't as good. They did have two big plays, one to Elijah Moore on the deep pass and one to Shipley on a wheel route. Outside of that, however, they did not get much going without DeVonta Smith. By the way, they didn't have Christian Gonzalez either doing team reps. Hurts had 3 picks, all in 7-on-7. A very high number for him. So that was an observer that was there on the sidelines. Jalen Hurts even said in the post-game comments, 7-on-7 was tough on him. So, with all that being said, we bring in for Battle Royale the man, the myth, the legend who covers the Dallas Cowboys, who are in Oxnard, California for their training camp. He is the ultimate creator for the Cowboys. He is Mark Holmes, and the ultimate one himself for the Philadelphia Eagles. He is the legendary Philly 500. He joins us now here on the program. How you boys doing today?
What's happening, man?
Great. How you guys doing?
Why are you smiling over there, Mark Holmes?
Oh, I'm because I've been taking all these cough drops and stuff. I've lost my voice the last couple of days, so the show must go on. So I'm doing the best I can, man. I'm just happy to be alive and 60 years on this planet and things. And
what's the new shirt here? What's the new shirt? What's that?
Oh, we're not taking shit from anybody. Quote from our head coach from yesterday.
Huh.
That's after the New Orleans Saints destroyed them with left after right, left after suplex. I saw the Saints beat the crap out of that team.
Yeah. Did you also see Jalen Hurts throw 3 picks in practice today?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh,
no.
I was asking for a friend.
They didn't have any highlights of it. No, I didn't.
Okay. All right.
I didn't. Did you see Dak hold up the Super Bowl trophy yet? Oh, no, you didn't.
Wait, no.
No, you will.
I hear you.
All right, Mark. I'll start with Philly here. Philly, last Saturday, your preseason game, and now test number 2.
Yes.
Your first scrimmage today. How do you think camp's going against uncommon opponents so far?
I mean, it's got to be going horrible. It's the worst team I've ever seen. I mean, if we could only be like the Dallas Cowboys, it would be wonderful. I mean, it's just everything that could be going wrong, it's going wrong. Everything. Nothing good happens for us. We do nothing good. No. Of course, I don't believe that, but, I mean, that's what you're going to put out there, so we might as well get that out.
Why did you see some? Why did you see your?
I think.
Whoa! Did you see your young Eagles show up on Saturday?
Well, Saturday. You talking about Saturday or today?
First, let's start Saturday because I haven't talked to you about
this. So it's Saturday.
Okay.
No, I did not. They did not show up. It was a real snooze fest. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, that's not your 22, but you got to find 35 guys out of that. Okay, to fill your roster. Okay. So again, that was test number 1. Mark.
Okay.
How do you think you did in your first test with preseason football?
We sitting here and we talking about a practice game, not a real game. We sitting here talking about practice. Okay. So don't get too upset, Philly, about what you saw last week, because half of those guys won't be on the roster. And I'm going to say the same thing for us. However, what I will say is the attitude that we had going into that game was incredible, especially on defense. Last year, our first preseason game, we had 19 missed tackles. Do you know how many missed tackles we had in that game?
How many?
0. That's fundamentals. And I'm going to say we have better talent and they're better coached this year than they were last year. Are they as good as everybody's out there putting? Time will tell on that one. I say pump the brakes on it. But, yes, I think you see a lot of positives with the team.
Okay, so the first practice today, Philly, I wasn't there but I was going by what observers who were there were talking said,
Mhm.
once again, the passing game struggled and that the run game showed up. To me, Philly, the big news that came out of today is what you want to hear. The passing game has always struggled. The run game struggled. That's your bread and butter. Isn't that? Look, the passing game's going to come if you guys run the ball. And today, it looked like even the Patriot guys were saying they ran the ball pretty well against us. Isn't that the big takeaway from today?
Yeah, that's the big takeaway that I would have had, that both the offense and defensive lines seem to show up today. Yes. And if we get a healthy offensive line and we can run the ball like we did 2 years ago, this will be a very tough team, assuming that their defense is what we expect them to be. As far as the passing game goes, yes, there was Jalen Hurts threw 3 picks, but there was also a lot of good things he did also. And I don't know exactly what they're working on, what they're trying to get done, but I like the fact that he's throwing over the middle. I like the fact that they're doing some new things in the passing game, and I think it'll come along. It's not, they got a lot of work to do, and you saw that in the game Saturday, which is why I really wish they would play the starters in preseason a little bit, because I think that reps are what they need. They need reps, but I think that the best news I've heard is that this offensive line looks healthy, and some of your backup guys like Lampkin and Bell look like players. So that's great news, and I think we should hang our heads on that, because that's huge if we have that.
I agreed 100%. And I tried explaining that to people today. Your bread and butter is in the offensive line run game.
Absolutely.
Von Miller being signed to the Dallas Cowboys. What do you think the plans are, Mark, and how to use him this year for the Cowboys and what they're looking at him? I mean, I think the guy had 9 sacks a year ago.
Yes,
He's
he
still a formidable guy. I don't know if that guy can give you 700 snaps any longer, but how do you think they'll use him?
Well, here's the difference of typically what the Cowboys do. They sign a named player and they expect him to be the full-time starter. Von Miller is going to be a rotational piece and hopefully a mentor. If you watched practice yesterday, Donovan Raku got kicked out of practice, his second one yesterday, for swinging on players. You bring in somebody like Von Miller that you add to the rotation that will make you better. And before all you Eagle fans sit there and laugh and talk about how old he is and how much he sucks, let me ask you, did you have anybody on your team last year that got 9 sacks? I don't think you had anybody who had over 6.5. And adding him to the rotation when we're talking about getting rid of maybe Sam Williams or somebody like that, it's definitely an improvement for the team. But look for him to be there 10, 15, maybe 20 plays a game at most.
I got to ask you here, Vic Fangio, before practice, said that he's not expecting Jonathan Greenard to be there at the opening of the season. I mean, now the other side of that, Philly, was that he was throwing rose petals at Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt. He mentioned both of them by name, actually, and said that these guys are having a pretty damn good camp here. And, hey, for the record, the thing that was said today by a lot of reporters, they said the O-line showed up, and they said 58 is going to be a problem for people this year. So, Greenard first, and then talk about the depth behind him.
Well, I think that the Greenard situation is, it does suck. I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to be ready to go, and you would want to have him out there. Now, he is a veteran, and he's been around a while, so hopefully, he could get up to speed quick. But they wanted him to do some things that they didn't, he's never done before. I do think that it does create opportunity for a guy like Nolan Smith to get more snaps. Today was the first day I actually heard Nolan Smith mentioned all year, all camp. So that was a promising. And as far as Jalen Hunt goes, I think he's a star. I've been saying this all season. I think he's going to be a star. I think he's that good. So I think we're going to be all right at the end of the day with the depth at the defensive end spot. But I would consider this: if Greenard's going to be some sort of problem all year with injuries, I would go consider a Max Crosby or doing something like that. I would.
How about you, Mark? Have you seen the improvement with the defense in what you saw a year ago? I mean, look, it's hard because you have a controlled scrimmage going on, and then you have an exhibition game. As you said, remember something, though, about these exhibition games, Mark. There's 57 guys on the team. You got to find 35 guys outside of your front 22 to fill a roster. So, people could go like this. It doesn't count, but it does count because you got to find your depth for the war of attrition coming up. And to the Eagles' point, what Philly was saying, hey, dude, they won 24 Super Bowl because of Warren Burks, Isaiah Rodgers, the play of Fred Johnson, and how well they played coming off the bench. This is going to be a factor for you this year because I think your defense is going to have to be on the field a little longer. And again, an offense like, I'll tell you why, Mark, an offense like yours compared to an offense like Philly's, dude, when you run the ball, I can run the clock down and I can run you off the board. When you have a passing offense, you start getting 3 and outs. That's how you allow your opponents back in games. And that's what happened to the Cowboys last year. You couldn't close games out.
We couldn't close games out because your defense could never get a damn stop, man. We literally averaged giving up 3 points every time the defense was on the field. You literally had to score every time you had the football.
Well, if that offense is that elite, Mark, they've got to stay on the field longer.
They do. And here's the thing that they can do. With the way George Pickens is looking right now, he's trying to be the best receiver in football and try and blow away the contract next year. CeeDee Lamb is healthy. Those two guys are going to make it really hard to put 8 men in the box. And if that's the case, you go in 12 personnel, you go ahead and see if they put 8 men in the box. I'm using my tight ends as receivers and I'm going down the field. If they don't put 8 men in the box, you've got the advantage with that offensive line in the middle of that field there to be able to run. And I think you're going to see more running than you actually think that we'll be doing.
Mark, you ever hear of a lemon law?
Yeah. I think I said that last week that they might want to check on that and see if
Philly
they get their money back.
Either the guy is really hurt or the guy's soft. Makai Lemon, where the frig is he?
He was doing some he was running some routes today.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
oh man.
Here's the thing, hamstring is one of those things where you got to be ready to go, So unfortunately, if that's bothering him right now, they got to let it run its course, and they got to let him get healed and be 100% before they bring him back. And it does put him behind the 8 ball. I totally get it. Early in the year, but I don't think you have a choice. You can't bring him back early. Now he is starting to ramp up a little bit. So hopefully maybe by the end of the week, he'll be back at practice. That would be nice. It looks like DeVonta might go as early as tomorrow. So that would be nice as well. But I mean, look, I'm frustrated not being able to see him on the field either, but you can't bring him back early just to put him back on the field.
Agreed. Now, Philly, I got to ask you this one here. Today was A.J. Brown Day, right?
Oh, I know.
Hey. So I saw Big Dom go up to him, pat him on the back. I saw numerous teammates go up to him. The only guy that hasn't come up to him has been Jalen Hurts.
And I respect that.
Okay, so wait. All the other teammates that are there with Jalen Hurts are going over to A.J. Brown, and they're taking pictures with him. They're talking with him. And the captain of the Eagles doesn't want to go over and say hi to a guy who had some of the most greatest years in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles. What's the rub between you? Why?
Why should he go say this guy bailed on you, man? He wanted out after 4.
Yeah, but how come no other
start?
Well, wait, how come no other teammates? How come no other teammates acting like that?
I don't know. I don't get it. But if I was the coach, I would have told everybody, don't talk to him, don't acknowledge him, just punch him in the face. Okay? You think Buddy Ryan would allow that to happen? You think Buddy would? This guy literally, in my opinion, quit on you. He quit. I think you've got to take that personal as players on that team. I'm sorry, I do. You could be buddy. I don't mind the pictures and the shaking hands after all the practices are over, but not in between like that. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I'm with Hurts.
Wait a second here, Mark, before you answer. Okay? I'll tell you what Jimmy
I don't like it.
You know what Jimmy would have said? no fucking fraternizing with anybody prior to this game
Yep.
or
Yes.
prior to this practice. I don't want any fraternizing at all. You guys want to go kiss his ass after? That's fine. But right before, I want everybody's mentality, focus, because you're being, get this, like you said, the scoreboard doesn't count. Well, guess what? If you film it, your career is on and being filmed. I'm going to be watching you, man. The eye in the sky don't lie. So I would have had no fraternizing. However, I thought it was pretty interesting to see everybody out there giving AJ all the love except for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but they're not doing it. But they're not doing it because they're really pro AJ and anti Jalen Hurts. It's not anything like that. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing it because they like him. I mean, the locker room. It was said the locker room liked him, but I don't think you do it. I think when a guy. Well, I think the way things went down, I think everybody should have took that personal on that team, and maybe like after tomorrow, you can do it. But I just don't agree with it.
What do you make of that, Mark? What happened there? That AJ and Jalen Hurts had a tiff. You could tell it was a tiff today.
Yeah, it definitely shows that there's bad blood, and it's kind of petty in the grand scheme of things.
It is.
We're talking about football versus taking the side on a woman. I'm sorry. This is life-changing. This is my career, my livelihood and stuff. You can't let a girlfriend come between you. I'm going to put as much on A.J. Brown as I am on Jalen Hurts. It's just ridiculous. You can't have a distraction like that.
By the way, Milton Williams went over and said hi to Nick.
No problem with that.
A.J. Brown had no issues going over, and he didn't say anything to Nick Sirianni. And
I have no problem with Milton Williams doing it. Okay, but I have a problem with AJ because, like I said, he quit on you. He quit on every one of those players on that roster. He quit and he bailed on you, and I take that personal.
But wait, I do have to ask you this though on that though, Philly. How come not one teammate has come out and said one bad word about that dude? Not one guy. It's only the Eagle fans who hate him now.
It's not that we. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I hate him because I'm not going to hate him forever. I'm just angry at him right now. But yeah, I mean, players haven't, and I often think about that. Like, is that just the way this generation is today? What would they have done? What would have been like with Jerome and Reggie and Seth and those guys with him there? I don't think they would approach it the same way, Sills.
No.
No.
So
maybe I'm just getting old.
There was a reason there was a thing called the body bag game. Okay. Right. I mean, just go down that lane there. Okay. Hey, how's Pickens doing in camp?
Pickens is the best player in Dallas Cowboys right now.
He is.
He was unstoppable. I mean, he is all over the place, man.
You know what Michael Irvin said to me about him?
What's that?
He said that since he's become a Dallas Cowboy, he doesn't recognize that guy that was in Pittsburgh. He said he's a completely different player. Has Dak made him that much of a different player?
I think Dak and Schottenheimer both have. Here's the thing that I'm going to tell you that's really different about the Cowboys is Trayshawn Holden did two things that you can never do as a kick returner. You never field the ball inside the 5-yard line, and you damn sure don't fumble the football on the 5-yard line. And you had Schottenheimer come through and pull a Jimmy Johnson basically and telling him to get his asthmatic ass on the field, and they cut him immediately on Monday. Okay. Right. Okay. So, and you got, of course, Donovan Araku swinging in practice twice. Get your ass off the field. That's the difference here is that they trust Schottenheimer. And I think Schottenheimer is the one that's got this culture that he's preached about with guys like George Pickens. And I think George Pickens recognizes part of the reason why he's in the situation he's in is because of his own things that he did. And that's growth. And he understands all I have to do is show up, don't be a distraction, and play good, and everything is going to fall to me. And that is having Dak and having Schottenheimer there with him.
Philly, so Sean Mannion got in front of the microphone and said this. I wonder how you're going to take it.
You mean Sean Mannion?
Sean Mannion. He got in front of the microphone, or Sean Patullo got in front of the microphone and said this, you know, I'm going to try now calling plays from the booth. You know, last week I was on the sidelines, and now I'm going to try calling plays from the booth. It's August 19th. Your offensive coordinator doesn't know where he's going to call plays from yet and where he feels comfortable from the sidelines or the booth. And you're having that guy run your offense, and he doesn't even know what's a better view.
I think it's a non-issue. Find out what you like better. Find out what you like better.
Makai Lemon doesn't show up for practice. It's a non-issue. It's nothing to worry about.
I never said anything about Makai Lemon being non-issue. Stop making things up. I never said that, but I think you're complaining whether the guy likes to call plays on the field or in the booth.
Well, because
I don't know. So you got to figure it out. Figure it out. I don't know what to tell you.
Don't you know that when you're an experienced offense or defensive coordinator, you know where you feel better calling plays.
He's a first-time coordinator. He doesn't know. He hasn't had a chance to call plays. Well, we've already been through this like 1,000 times. They hired him. He's a rookie coordinator, and that's the way it's going to be. Okay. So now he can't have rookie things that he wants to figure out. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Wait a second. Mark, doesn't it make sense to go instead of having Nick tell you where the fucking call plays? Why don't you go to your quarterback and go, Jalen, where do you want me? On the sidelines or in the booth? Because do you want me on the sidelines so you and I can communicate? Or do you want me to be up top? Why does that have to be a coach? I don't think that's a coaching decision. I think when John Brady never had a coordinator in the booth. They were on the sidelines with him. That was a preference, he said.
Look them in the eyes and see where's the confidence, how they're doing. They can calm them down in real time.
My problem is that whether or not it's in the booth or on the sidelines, the guy doesn't know yet.
Wow. And it's funny because people were saying that, with Christian Barker, that he is a rookie play caller as well. But I got to tell you, I don't think that's a question. His ass is going to be on the sidelines. And I'm going to say that the players here in Dallas are buying into him, and they're beginning to get that edge that he had in Philly.
Philly, why don't you think not knowing where to call plays is an issue?
I think that if he wants to, literally, he's been offensive coordinator for one preseason game. I don't even know how many plays he really called in that last game. I got my theories about that. So, if he wants to say, I want to go up there and see how I feel, I have no issue with that. He's got to figure it out.
Philly, I'm with you. I think the reason why, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong, I think that this gives Nick more autonomy on being the actual play caller, having him having him inexperienced like this. Nick's got his fingers all over this. I don't think that guy is going to have the autonomy that what people are saying. Do you agree? And that this is going to be Nick's ball and bat here in this season, right?
Well, and that's my fear. That this was my one fear with everything, is that Nick is still involved in the offense, because that's the problem, in my opinion, with it. And if that's the case where he's trying to push him to the booth, then it's a problem. But I tell you what, like, you look at last week, I think Nick gave him like 10 plays to call, or he called the plays, because they didn't do anything different than they have. And that's the one thing I worry about. I do worry that Nick is going to try to interject himself into what they're doing offensively. And go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Mark, what's your biggest concern going into this year?
Well, it looks like, at least early returns, that my biggest one was Tyler Guyton, but it seems like Terrence Steele may be a problem. I'm still concerned about the linebacking room, whether or not we have enough depth on there and we have actually that guy. But the Cowboys are still talking about the possibility of a big move. So we'll see.
Okay. Sills, you're so soft on Holmes, it makes this segment a joke. Battle Royale's dead, he said. What do you mean? Well, wait.
You can get on us right now.
Hey, Jimbo, what are you getting mad at? on what has happened in the first preseason game and the first practice. Don't get mad, kid. Everyone's getting mad because you know why? I wasn't there. I'm just going on what people are reporting on and what they're saying and glazed donuts on what covers the Eagles here. I wasn't there, Jimbo. I'm just saying and what people like like Dan Shaughnessy and people saw what they saw today. How much do you think? Who's going to be your number 2 guy going in to this season here at wide receiver? Who are you going to start the season with, Philly, at number 2 on the other side of DeVonta Smith?
I think it looks like Dontayvion Wicks is going to be the number 2. He didn't play either, so I would say Dontayvion Wicks is probably your 2. Elijah Moore, he had a pretty good day today, and he's had some good days of practice. I thought one of the things that really
Hollywood Brown showed up too. They said
he did, and I think that Darius Cooper, I like him a lot, and I still think he makes a team. But I think he really blew an opportunity to move up the depth chart with a couple drops that he needed to make. So it looks like he's going to be on the back end of that depth chart now. But it looks like Wicks is your number 2.
Mark, are you feeling more optimistic today on August 19th, 25 days out to the start of the season, or less?
More optimistic. A few months back, you asked if we were closing the gap. Okay, now let me make sure I say this correctly. I have not said we have closed the gap and passed you, but I'm going to say we are definitely a lot closer to the Eagles. The Eagles have a lot of talent out there. I'm not going to lie. They have experienced players that have won Super Bowls and things, but they're going through a whole lot of problems right now. And the Cowboys, thus far, we've gotten through camp healthy. We've gotten a lot of work in. We've been more physical in training camp than usual. And we haven't had the Jerry Jones isms that we've had typically, because usually Jerry Jones will fuck it all up for everybody. And Jerry has stayed the hell out of the way. So, yes, I feel better about where this team is right now and the direction that they're going.
How about you, Philly? Are you more optimistic about this year and you winning the Super Bowl this year than you were before?
I am actually, yeah. And I'm going to tell you why.
Please.
Because the Eagles' biggest and most important thing, part of that team, looks like they're healthy. The offensive line. And that offensive line, we know how good they are when healthy. We know what they could do in the run game. And if you get that kind of output, if you get them closer to 2024, I think this is a very tough team to beat because they got a very good defense. If you can run the ball, play good defense, right, and then make the throws you have to, they are going to do damage in this league. And so I'm optimistic at the offensive line and the defensive line for that matter. I think both the lines of scrimmage seem to be very strong for us.
Okay, so the only thing that could get in the way of the Eagles' success, in your opinion, on what you just said, would be Sean Mannion.
No.
No? So an inexperienced play caller.
The
head coach. Head coach. Okay.
Yes.
That might sound like it between a rock and a hard place.
Well, wait. There's a part. Listen. If you hire a person that's not qualified for the job, is that on the guy who took the job that's not qualified, or is that on the hiring guy? I think is that not your point that you're making, right?
Well, I think the guy they hired, I feel pretty good about, but I like I said, I just worry that Nick is going to try to interject himself too much in the offense. We've seen this before where it's like the Eagles, they get a 10-point lead at halftime. He wants to go into, don't turn the ball over, run the clock out. Things like that prevent offense. Like I that can't be showing up anymore for this team. If we stay away from those kind of things, I think they'll win a lot of games. I do.
So the next time you guys get on the football field, I believe, you correct me if I'm wrong, is going to be on Saturday. The Cowboys have Seattle and the Philadelphia Eagles. Hold on here. Wait, let me get this right. I'm wrong here. So Friday games, Thursday games. The next time you guys are on the field will be Saturday, right, Mark? Against Arizona.
Yep.
And the Eagles will be on the field versus New England That'll be on Saturday also.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next time you guys will be on the football field. Expecting a better performance from the young Eagles, because I don't believe they're going to have the starters out there again, because they're going to
they're not going to have their starters out. They're not going to have their starters out there, and that drives me nuts. I'm not going to lie. I wish they would do it, but it is what it is. I would like to see a better performance from the offense, and that's not like a high standard based upon the way they played the other day. So yeah, we'll see where it goes.
You blame that on Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like sugar-free vanilla. It was so ridiculously bad. Like it almost seemed like I got the impression that they were just like trying to get out of that game as soon as possible from the moment it started. I just feel like I feel like he didn't care that they didn't do a lot offensively in that game. I think he puts all his stock into these joint practices and practice during the week. And I almost felt like they just were trying to go through the motions to get out of it. That's how the offense looked to me.
0 for 9
when I
on
watched
third down, and I agree. I mean, Jesus Christ, at least, I mean, the Ravens showed up. They wanted to get better. They put 440 on the Birds here.
Yeah.
How much of the percentage of the offense will be Mannion's? And what percentage do you blame Nick instead of Mannion? That's a great question. How much of this is going to be the Sean Mannion offense versus the Nick offense?
I believe it should be 100% Mannion's offense. Do I think it will be? I don't know. We'll know based upon how things go when the Eagles have a lead in the second half. That's where I think we're going to find out. When they're, let's say they're up 24-10 at halftime, if they come out and they've only thrown the ball 6 times in the second half, then that's Nick, and then So to me, it's, will Nick be able to interject his prevent offense, or will he stay away from it? If he stays away from it, the sky's the limit.
Mark, why do you hate Eagle fans? We show you love. Why are you always hating on Eagle fans?
Are you kidding me? I don't hate Eagle fans. I hate the Eagles. There's no doubt about that. I have more Eagle fans. I mean, like Logan Motorsports is right here in my channel. He's one of the first people that are here. Philly 500. We talk a lot of shit and things, but when shit hits the fan, I'm there for him. I don't hate Eagle fans. You should take it actually as a sign of respect that I spend my time trying to troll you guys.
There it is. Boy, I'll tell you what, boys. 2 football teams that got a lot. This 2026 is going to be an interesting one.
You know what's going to happen. Let's be honest.
What's going to happen?
Let's be honest. It's going to be the same as always. The Eagles are going to come out, do what they do, win a lot of games. And the Cowboys are going to come out, start real good, get to November, start to fade a little bit, crash in December, and Mark is going to be drinking with the bags over his head by December. Nothing will change. Nothing can change. This is how it's going to be.
So you're saying that there's a disease that Mark will start to see here in September.
Really
and by the way, it'll start becoming like a fungus. And by the end of the year last year, I felt bad for him. Remember how bad he was? He had booze.
Yeah.
He looked like he was had a few.
I
Looked like he was on one of those Michael Irvin benders.
I almost felt bad for him. I did, and then we had this past all season, and now all that mercy's gone. I will murder him if they're bad. If they are bad, I am going to crush Mark like so relentless. It's going to be.
How many videos?
What if they're good, Philly? Wait. What if they're good, Philly? Then what?
Then I'll have to eat crow. But here's what. Let's say they're good in September. Yeah, well, it's September. They're good in October. Oh, it's October. Good in November. Good in December. January. If they're good in January, I'll be shocked. January, February, get to the playoffs. I know what's going to happen. I don't think Dallas will get there, but
who has a better chance? Last one. Who has a better chance to win the Most Valuable Player award this year?
Out of who?
Dak and Jalen.
Dak and Jalen.
Okay, Dak does, but he doesn't have a chance because he's a Cowboy. They won't give it to him.
Oh, that's what What do you hear this?
He should have gotten it a couple of years ago, and they gave it to Lamar Jackson, who's not anywhere close.
He acts like that being a Cowboy is somehow a negative on the league. You get extra. You get extra stuff just for being a Cowboy, right? Like players are always ranked 10%, 15% better than they really are, just because they're Cowboys. Come on, it's like crazy, And look, I didn't say anything about Von Miller, but Von Miller was a good signing by the Cowboys. I actually think so.
I do too.
I actually think so.
Well, for the role, Philly, for the role they want him in.
Right. The problem is for Von Miller is he's going to the Cowboys. He's not going to a team that already is capable of winning without him.
You know what?
He should have gone to a team where it's a real contender. He's going to now.
Here's why I'm going to tell you it is actually a great move, because he's got his business where he's a chicken farmer. He's one of the biggest chicken farmers in Texas. Okay. He's from Dallas. Hold on, but Philly. Okay. He went to DeSoto High School. When he was getting ready to get drafted, he said, I'm from Dallas and I want to play for the Cowboys.
That's why he went to A&M.
Even 4 years ago, he wanted to come to Dallas. His family is still in Dallas, including his mother, who goes to every single game. And he's been basically saying, I want to go to Dallas to finish up.
Bro, do you know how much money he makes with Purdue chicken?
He's a chicken farmer? Are you kidding me?
Hey,
So he's going to the team that sacrifices the most chickens every week with their the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, maybe he'll send me some more chickens. Okay.
Bro, that company they make $45 million a year, that company of his.
And
that's some satanic chickens over there
in Dallas. Okay,
dude, that's right. Because he's got a big contract with Purdue Chicken.
Does, now I know why he went to Dallas. Well, those sacrifices they're going to be making.
He wants to win that third ring there to cement.
Wait. So he's saying that you're going to have Santa Maria this year with this guy?
They have it every year. That's what they do. You think that star is not satanic? That's a satanic star.
Love you, Philly. I love you.
Y'all leaving out the best part when the Eagles and Cowboy players are arrested. Who gets the slap on the wrist?
Well, Cowboy players usually get arrested.
Okay.
Guys.
I'm not just saying.
Hey, listen. Preseason game number 2 this weekend. I will see you. Make sure you check out our great friend Mark Holmes and Philly 500, the legendary Philly 500.
Go sacrifice some chickens, Mark.
I will.
About 4 or 5 chickens.
Listen, I'm actually going to smoke some jerk wings today.
Yeah, I figured. Go sacrifice some chickens. Maybe you guys will have a good quarter.
I will see you guys next week.
Right,
Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for fighting through it too, Mark. Absolutely great stuff. Love it. Great. Cowboys hooking their hopes to Von Miller. Haven't seen anything that pathetic since Philly cried when AJ got traded. They're not hooking their hopes on Von Miller. He's an ad piece. He's like depth. If that guy is a starter, they're in trouble. He's going to be a depth piece. That's why, again, know the role. If the role is they want him to come in and be a situational pass rusher, I think he could be a good situational pass rusher. If you're asking him to come in and play 700-800 snaps, you're freaking in trouble for sure. That's not who that guy's going to be. There's no way. Dan, would have an easier time negotiating between the U.S. and Iran. Trying what? Dog, all I'm doing is reporting what people saw today. Stop fucking crying. Jesus criminy. You're moaning about what people saw today. And I'm commenting on what those people saw. And you're mad because people were telling the truth of what went on? Holy cow. Guy, a little sensitive, ain't you, kid? A little sensitive. Don't talk bad about my guy. I mean, he's a great football player because he's a chicken farmer, Mark. You need to go see a psychiatrist. That's not why and what he said. He went to Dallas. because of business reasons and because he wanted to play on a good football team. What's so hard to understand about that? Von Miller isn't the main guy in Washington and got 9 sacks. He'll get double digits on Dallas. If those DTs play well. The defensive tackles have to play well for him to be a factor. Okay? Von had more sacks than anyone on the Eagles. Well, that's not proper context because the Eagles don't believe in elite edge rushers. They don't have an elite edge rusher. And they've been to 2 Super Bowls with non-elite edge rushers. So they don't really need it. I think it's an overhyped position. I think it's overhyped. I think you could be efficient and really a valuable piece to your defense if you're able to play the run and give good pass rushing. You don't have to be elite. Get this. That's not true. You didn't have elite. Josh Sweat is not elite. Hassan Reddick is not elite. Jalen Phillips is not elite. Nolan Smith is not elite. And all those guys, you went to Super Bowls and won one. You have no elite players at that position. Everyone knows that. He's going to be a situational pass rusher. That's his role. Von Miller, yeah. See this? Guy had 20 sacks, and then they traded him. You traded a guy with 20 sacks, and you called him elite? Okay. Nice move. Von Miller recently got big in TX barbecue scene. He's an afterthought. Again, you're looking completely at the sign as a frontline sign. They just haven't found the elite guy yet, so they roll with what they have. You roll to 50-18 in 4 years and 2 NFC titles in a Super Bowl without an elite edge rusher. I'm not signing an elite edge rusher. And you just gave Jonathan Turdard $25 million a year. Jonathan Turdard just got $25 million. And he may not even be a factor on your football team this year. I mean, hello. How you doing? Holy cow. Man, the moaning and the crying that are all over. Let me see something here on my X account. Holy cow. 450,000 people have visited my X account because of you whining and moaning about today's scrimmage. And here's a guy here. Let me see it. I haven't heard this many softball questions. The Vrabel took the podium after getting caught. What would you want me to say against the Cowboys that you haven't heard? Jimbo, here, let me make yourself feel better about yourself, sweetie. Okay? So let Big Sills give you a reach around. You ready? All right, honey. Here you go. The Cowboys have to win. How many times have you heard me say that? That they have to win. Jesus, criminy. Is that okay, sweetie? By the way, don't get pissed off because your first 2 tests of the year, you got an F and a C-, according to Elliot Spitzer Shore Parks. Yeah, Jimbo's in the seat now, too. Seals, you make a good point because if you noticed over the last 2 decades, it seems like the tackles getting interior pressure has been a difference of winning Super Bowls against elite quarterbacks. What is the number one thing that Tom Brady struggled with in his career? Okay, what's the one thing? Internal pressure. Internal pressure. A straight line will always be more of a factor, especially when you're in a quarterback's face. Internal pressure. Dude, trash the Cowboys? How many times, and you can go to my X account, it's 30 years. Trash what? For me to trash you, you would have to be relevant. You're not relevant. Trash what? They haven't won in 30 years. I don't really glaze teams that have not won in 30 years. That's like saying Notre Dame has a rivalry with Navy, even though Notre Dame beats Navy every year. That's not a rivalry. Man card revoked. He's the best quarterback in pro football. I don't know what else to say, kid. Entirely new defensive players and coaching staff. Eagle fans won't know what hit them. Now, again, okay, go prove it. Dude, you've got to pay it off. Still, you can't because Dunkin' Donut glazed Josh Allen, bro. Come on. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in pro football. Whether you like that or not. And I don't give a shit about Josh Allen as a man. I could care less. I don't know him. Why would I care? You're the only ones that take this love affair with these guys and turn your little love heart and have a little hope chest where you put your little hope chest things in there and like, oh my God, my love affair, my love for, I don't have any love for anybody like that. I don't know these men. You're the only people I've ever, fans are funny to me with that. You fall in love with a guy you don't know. Sounds like Sue. I'm kidding, Sue. Fact says, what the fuck does Josh Allen have to do with? Nothing. It's deflecting. Nad, Josh Allen has nothing to do. But when you say Josh Allen or Justin Herbert are great quarterbacks, they immediately think that you're subliminally talking shit on Hurts. Like, what about my guy? What about your guy? Here's something that they'll never get. Hurts will never be prolific from the pocket. Ever. Ever. I don't care what offense you're in. The Mexican offense, the New Zealand offense, the Australian offense, the West Coast, the wishbone. I don't care. I mean, hey, if we throw this offense and his volume increases, let's see if he can throw. Why would you do that? Why would you? Don't you love dudes like this that just come in here and post shit? Say how bad everything is, but stay here for 4 hours. Bro, I told you before, this is not a military draft. You don't have to be here. I mean, I don't know what do you want me to do? Block you? I won't. I don't block anybody. I mean, it's classic. Josh hasn't looked bad. Way he treated players, his pass game. I'm not sure. Josh haven't looked bad. Way he treated players, his pass game. See here. I wish I could sit on my ass for 4 hours and get paid. Well, I've been doing this for 32 years. I'm sorry, Kim? That's why I have a flat ass, she says. That's why she calls me Pancake. Hop along. Thank you. Limp along. Come on there, fella. That's what she says to me all the time. Come on, fella. Pick them feet up. Better after a third year, Carter or Jerome? Jerome can be lazy. Okay? Jerome can be lazy. Wait a second. What are you saying? So you think Jalen Carter is better than Jerome Brown? You hear that, Cam? Said that Jalen Carter is better than Jerome Brown. Said it's not close. Yeah, no. You think that Jalen Carter is better than Jerome Brown? Let me hook you up on something, homie. If you were going to play Jerome Brown and Jalen Carter in today's NFL, you'd have to pay Jerome $45 million and Reggie $60. Put that in your hat. You'd be paying Jerome and Reggie 45 to 60 million bucks. You couldn't afford Reggie White. There's not a player in today's NFL remotely even close to that player. Not even remotely close. Okay. Thank you. Gotcha, brother. Thank you. No sales. Brown was better. Okay. Gotcha. Dude, you paid Jerome Brown. You'd pay Reggie 60, and you pay Jerome at least 40, maybe $45 million for those two players to play on your D line. That's how. And what are you going to do with Clyde Simmons? You're going to pay him $37 million? You couldn't pay that defense. You would be paying Clyde 35, Jerome 40, Reggie 55, 60. Seth would be making 20. Eric Allen would make 30. Andre Waters would probably make 20. Jesus criminy. I mean, you couldn't afford that defense. You couldn't afford that. Plus the coordinator. Dude, what would Lawrence Taylor today would make $60 million. He might make more money than Patrick Mahomes because of the impact he had on the game. Isolate the two, Jerome or Carter. You can't ask me that. I'm biased. And I think Jalen Carter's a great talent. And he's got great potential. I do. Okay? I do. Seals, you tell it like it is. I love it. I don't have a team, but Philly fans are such crybabies. God, they act feminine. Philly fans are a bunch of crybaby pansies. I actually like the Hey, dude, Jordan, I actually love the fan base. I don't give a shit. I don't have a favorite team. I never have, except when I was a kid. Only reason I had the Giants, because my uncle Robustelli's in the Hall of Fame. That's it. But I do love their fan base, dude. Here's the thing. Jalen Carter will never be as disciplined and as hungry as Jerome on so many levels. Remember something, Kim, about Jerome. Jerome lived his life on the edge, and it cost him. When you're a player like that, Lawrence Taylor lived his life on the edge. He was a cokehead. And he showed up on Sundays and killed people. Okay? I mean, some of these people live on the edge. Michael Jordan was a gambler. Tiger Woods, how he lived on the Ali. All these elite guys, they live on the very edge. And it's just who they are. Hell, Sills, there's nobody close. I remember watching Reggie as a kid during the end of his Philly tenure going to Green Bay. That dude looked like a created player in Madden, unblockable. Dude, I have never in my life ever seen a defensive lineman, and that includes Aaron Donald, even remotely close to Reggie White. And I've said this before to people, and I'll say it again. Who's the best defensive player in NFL history? And it's between Lawrence Taylor and Reggie White, and then it's everyone else. And whoever you don't want, I'll take. If you want Reggie, I'll take Lawrence Taylor. If you want LT, I'll take Reggie. That's how good those two are. Those two are game. When you put Lawrence Taylor, back in the day when we had the old VCRs, and you put Lawrence Taylor and you put Reggie White on film and you watched them, they were in different speed. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life. It just looked like somebody taped them and then put it into the video. And you're like, that can't be the same. You check the speed. It was incredible. Just two exceptionally 1% of the 1% of the 1%ers. I've never seen two better defensive players in my life than those two men. Appreciate the honesty, Sills. Biased, understood. Yeah, I'm going to be biased. And remember something. You see this douchebag right here? It was a different passing league. They threw the football back in the 1980s, especially in the NFC East, 20 times. Maybe. Nobody was throwing the football then, except maybe Washington. The Redskins were. Outside of that, New York ran the ball. Philly ran the ball. Okay? And nobody really threw the ball with a lot. It wasn't a high-volume passing league. It was a run-oriented league back then. That's why all the top running backs in the 80s and 90s, it was a predominantly run-first league off of play action. It's a completely different league. So there were less opportunities for sacks. If you got a team that throws the ball 60 times in 2026, and you got that same team that threw the ball back then 25 times, what do you think the opportunities are for sacks? Not much. But see, again, guys like that, they're just dumb. He'll tell you they had a great day today. Let's see here. Dude was on coke, but you take a... Dude was on coke? What's that got to do with anything in life? Do you show up to work? Do you play? And then do you go home? I'm not your father. consequences come with that. If you get caught and you get busted and you fail a drug test, those are the consequences you face for being an adult and your own keeper. It's not my job to go home with you and sit there and wet nurse you. That's not my job. That's not my job. That's not a head coach's job. This isn't a daycare center. Man, oh man. This guy, well, what? You think it's about kissing cheerleaders and cashing paychecks? Don't you love fans? What, do you think everybody's a good dude behind the scenes? You're the ones that give these guys benefit of the doubt. I don't. I know who these guys are. You don't. Because you're fans. My guy's the greatest. What a great human. How do you know that? Stills is basically going to be used as a closer on defense. He will be allowed to just pin his ears back and rush the quarterback to close out the game. Once again, you think this is about like what? Character? Okay. Hey, like I told you before, name me one player who wouldn't want Lawrence Taylor or cokehead on his team. Wait a second here. Let's do this with my boy here. Hey, Reyes, would you want a cokehead like Lawrence Taylor on your football team? Yes or no? Would you want a cokehead on your football team? That's the greatest defensive football player of all time. Watch this. No. And he'd rather have Jalix Hunt. Is that right? I'd rather have a really good citizen. Whoa. This guy believes in rainbows and butterflies. Isn't he a wonderful man? Nah. No way. He don't want LT on his team. He'd rather take Bryce Huff. Madon. So do you think Reggie and LT were playing at a high level and the league as a whole has now caught up with that level? So you may never be able to identify the next Reggie or LT. Dude, Aaron Donald, in my opinion, was not the best defensive tackle in pro football. He didn't have to play to run. His football teams were not great against the run. His impact against the run was not high. Tackles for loss, and he was a great and phenomenal pass rusher. I'll take Sapp over him. Sapp played to run and was a pass rusher. I'll tell you what my wife said one day about Sapp. I was doing a pregame show, postgame show for the Raiders. My wife sat in the stands and she was watching, I believe they were playing Favre and the Packers. She looked at me and she went, that guy Sapp is unbelievable. He is unbelievable. There's nothing he can't do. Nothing. That guy was exceptional. And she was like this, Favre is different. I think Myles Garrett is in that room. Lawrence Taylor said that. Sills, I don't care how much coke he sniffed. We had a chance to have LT on the Patriots. I'm taking that 24/7. Fuck that and all that morality and holier than thou shit. Correct. It's the NFL where people cheat on their wives, people beat their kids, they beat their old ladies, and they go play on Sunday. What the hell is wrong with you people? I mean, what are you talking about? That's wishful thinking stuff. Man, I hate to be that guy. but you're in like a fantasy land. That's like fantasy talk. Hey, I want my guys to be this, that. Of course you do. But that's not reality. I want my guy to be this, and then you're like, dude. I don't care if LT was sniffing the 20-yard line pre-snap. Post-snap, quarterbacks were killed. That's right. Okay? Look at this guy. Here's the guy that's going to give you that holier-than-thou bullshit. Let the face of fentanyl crisis if he played like that in this day and age. Get the fuck out of here. This guy's a snowflake, man. You can't get around guys like this. This guy's as soft as tissue paper. Seriously. This guy's like the shithouse paper that's on the floor you don't use. Jesus criminy. He needs extra soft. You know, you can't go to that. You know, when you go to the gym and you get the toilet paper that's a little rough, he needs like the Charmin because it's a little softer on your tailbone, right? Oh, man. Hey, let's pay some bills. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the number one injury law firm in all of America for a reason. And that is because they win. That's right. Over 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has built this company into being the best injury law firm in all the world. And they will defend you and your family like no other. Whether you've been hurt on the job, this is the place for you. I tell you about the family in Pennsylvania that was initially offered $650K. They got nearly $30 million in settlement. Or the family in Florida that was offered $350,000. They got nearly $12 million. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound love 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound love 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Mm-hmm. Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. break in it. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES, Eagles.
Hit the like button. Appreciate you guys being here. LT would make Dom earn his paycheck. LT on the team every week. Yes, he would. Yes, he would, dude. Hey, by the way, Parcells did everything he could. Heard the Patriots stomped the mud hole in our ass today. Sills, why has Jalen Hurts forsaken my team? Hey, I didn't get that. As a matter of fact, you know, I don't really think Jalen was an issue at all today. You're trying to do something you're not good at. That's okay. Keep trying. The biggest news that came out of today is that your run game showed up. That's what you have to take that and take what you heard today. That the run game was good. Listen, the pass games, you're hoping for your passing game to be okay. Not bad. Okay. In 5 years, you've had 1 year where you went, the passing game was okay. You're just looking to get back to okay. If your run game shows up, you're going to be a good football team. And I will be wrong. If your run game doesn't show up, Hurts can't carry you through the air. That's not going to change. Sills, if the run game is back, could you see more Bigsby? Maybe. By the way, Storman, that's going to all determine on how Barkley looks. If Barkley's at 4.3 a carry, maybe you add more carries. If Saquon's back to 5 yards a carry and 5.3, I'm going to run that pony until that pony's legs break. Dude, Saquon Barkley is a high-end car. And it's like you want to run this car as long as you can until it breaks. It's like a racehorse. Some racehorses can run for 10 years. Some can't. Jalen played lights out today. Sensational day at camp with 3 interceptions. And, hey. Oh, man. Passing game stunk today. Get this. Here, wait a minute. I got to go back to this guy. What did he say? Hurts said himself, 7-on-7 was tough on me. But Jalen had a great day and a sensational camp. Even though the quarterback came out and said, I struggled on 7-on-7. There you go, Nick. It's all good, bro. So it's crazy how these moral police are demonizing LT, but someone lost their life because of Jalen Carter. But I guess it's okay because he won a Super Bowl. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, every story's got its own unfortunate story part of it, and I get it. I'm not telling you one's better than the other. I'm just telling you, stop with the moral police. Who the hell do you think you are? And what do you think the NFL is? Let's see here. Okay. Sills, what about thinking critically about any of the teams you played for? Even the Argonauts, you have no affiliation to the Eagles other than you being friends with Jerome. Hey, I think I'm one of the best people on the planet to talk about your team. You've never had anybody in your city ever give you a fair and accurate view of what's going on. All you have is glazed donut guys sitting around and fanboying. I don't fanboy. I don't. Hey, by the way, you think I didn't cover the Buccaneers like this? Hey, Betty, are you in here? Tell these people. If you think I didn't cover the Bucs like this, gave them their props, and killed them when they were bad, anybody who saw and how I did it will know how I cover football teams. Do you think I glazed donut my Hurricanes? How many people in here think I glazed donut my Hurricanes? One of the greatest rants against my program. Just Google it. When my team was stinking, I laid it on them. Crazy. Hey, look at these guys in here today. Okay? Look at these guys. Getting mad. Hey, what do I have to do with anything that happened today? Seriously, Nick. Why are you getting mad at me? On what happened and what went on today? Why are you mad at me? Yale Knights are going to cry a river this year if Hurts keeps digressing. Listen, I'm going to say it one more time, DFW. I like the things that he's working on. This is the first camp I've heard him throwing across the middle, working on stuff with lesser talent. DFW, this to me is a little bit better than 21, but the talent on this team is more compatible with 2021 than it is with 2024. You're closer to 2021 with this team than 2024. Your O-line's not as good as it was in 21. Your running back is better. Your wide receiving core is probably the same. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Okay? I mean, you're closer to 21 than you are to, well, your defense is better, for sure. I'm more so talking about the offense, but your defense is by far better today than it was in 21. So you're better there. You got a better coordinator, too, than you had in 21, defensively. You have a lesser coordinator than you did in 21 offensively. Sills, this is a weird question. What's the most food you've ever seen a player consume one sitting? I saw Nate Newton at a place in Thousand Oaks take three 24-ounce steaks and eat them. And there was a sign on the wall, if you could finish this 24-ounce steak, 36-ounce maybe it was, you get the second one free. Nate ate 3 of them. Me and Aikman bought the dinner. He ate 3 of them. I sat there with Mark Tunay, Crawford Kerr, and we watched Nate eat. It was either 24 or 36-ounce steaks at this really famous steakhouse in Thousand Oaks. If you ate the steak, you got the second one free. Nate ate 3 of them. The guy, I don't know if he could have ate a 4th one, but man, he wolfed them things down. And I don't know, man, he was like 340 pounds, 6'2.5". And I saw him wolf those things down. It was insane. Sills, The Hurricanes, I do believe you're talking out of your ass. You knock them like ESP knocks the birds. Yeah, really. Well, you obviously don't know me then. Thanks for the super chat. I got one of the greatest rants against my program in history. ESP ain't talking like that. Dude, you don't know me from a can of paint. You think you do. War of attrition could really hurt the Eagles this year if they have some injuries. Well, that's everybody, dog. But in years past, they've been deeper. Yeah, what's that? I wonder if that thing is still listed. I don't believe Steakhouse Thousand Oaks. Steakhouse Thousand Oaks. Eat one steak. Second is free. Okay, here it is. It's just, this is the place. Popular high, it's Mastro's Steakhouse in Thousand Oaks. Yeah. Yeah, that's the place. Mastro's Thousand Oaks, the luxury steakhouse. That's the place. He ate those 3 steaks. By the way, you get a plaque on the wall. I was like, damn. One of the most impressive things I've ever seen a guy do. Surprisingly, this may be the deepest linebacking core I've ever seen. And that's with Nakobe Dean in Vegas. Vic said it too. I heard him say that. He thinks that's the deepest part of the defense right now. He's clearly at the linebacking position. Yeah. And who would have thunk it too, man? In 23, the Eagles were dog shit at linebacker. And in a matter of 2.5 years, you've changed that into your strength. Howie's help and Vic's help. You've transformed the entire defense. And by the way, there's no coincidence. That's the deepest part of your team. And that part of your football team has been arguably the most improved part in the last 2.5 years. You were always good at DT. Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Linville Joseph. You've had really good players in there. Milton Williams. You've had good players in there. Where you've improved has been your linebacking core. I mean, it's been just really great. Seals, if Eric Allen doesn't have that car accident, does he make the Hall of Fame? Yes. I say yes. And he was one of the meanest guys on that O-line. Eric Williams did not get into that car wreck. Eric Williams would have been a Hall of Famer. And you want to hear something, Adam? Reggie White tortured that guy. And Larry Allen. Never seen anything like it. And tortured him. Kaiser White sucked for you? He had 120 tackles in the year 2022. He didn't play on that 23 team. He played on that 22 team. Had 117 tackles with Edwards, who had 160. He had 350 tackles in 2022. What are you talking about? You finished number 2 in total defense. He sucked. Kaiser White. That guy had 117 tackles as the opposite linebacker, TJ Edwards. Or are you talking Devin White? Giants and Cowboys also better at linebacker. They've gotten better, but they're not better than Philly. Philly probably has the best linebacking core. For depth, the coach, they're great in there. They're professional tacklers. Bond is a tackling machine. He's a tackling machine in how he plays out there. Yeah, moving off of him would be like, I don't know. Did the Bucs screw themselves on Baker and Vita? I'm going to tell you this. If I were the Buccaneers for a 31-year-old quarterback, I'm not giving Baker Mayfield 3 years, $55 million annually. I'm going to franchise tag him twice and send his ass packing. Sorry. I'm not giving that guy. They have control of Baker Mayfield, dude. I mean, they can franchise tag him 2 years. He'll be 34 years old. 33 and a half years old. I mean, all right. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America, my friends. Guys, John Morgan started this company with Ultima Morgan, his wife, over 25 years ago when John's brother got hurt on the job. He made it a priority to defend families across this country. There's no firm like it. It's family-run, family-owned, and it's been that way for over 25 years. I've known the family for over 20 years. And this is exactly what Morgan & Morgan has been. They will defend you and your family like you're their own. Same type of energy. Do me a favor. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound love 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound love 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce. Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face. Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Ray, see you later, brother. Thank you for coming aboard here, each and every single one of you. Remember, in the end, it's sports talk. Okay? It's not life or death. Hit the like button. I believe Armando Salguero will be with us tomorrow. Another Pro Football Hall of Famer, covers the NFL for Fox News and also for Outkick, will be with us. You know who he is. 2 to 6 tomorrow. Please hit that like button, as we said, and we will see you on the flip side.